Just move forward and okay, well, check this out though. First of all, you throwing too many big words at me. Okay, now, because I don't understand them, I'm gonna take them as disrespect. Watch your mouth and help me what to say. Okay, see, now you found yourself a nigga. You looking for a nigga? Nigga here now, see?
My mind is so spectacular. Open up your aperture. You don't like the light that I be shining. Bitch, you Dracula. Southern draw vernacular. Flip you like a spatula. Knew that I was built to put this world up on my scapula. I've been on this road so long, my tires bald. I don't wanna text and no, I don't wanna call. Came in this shit running, bitch, I don't know how to crawl. We ain't never folding, I'm holding the highest car. Look, okay, grew up running post routes. Now I'm on the cash route. Better call the plumber, that boy spitting like a bass spout. All these bad women in this club, fuck is you mad about? Word to all my estheticians, boy, I'm about to lash out. Straight from St. John's to the east side, jigging since the knee high. Watch the way I put on for my state, nigga, yeehaw. Respecting no everything. Crazy how I made it to the league from the bleach eyes. Boy, my shit hair wrong, black, rich, and bare arms. Smoking on that yogi, this shit stronger than some bare arms. Goku, I'm in rare form, you cannot prepare for him. When I swing, it's like a carnivore, this shit ain't fair for him. Brought intellect back to this rap shit. You niggas need chapstick. Shit been dry for way too long, and I'm the matchstick. You niggas Nickelodeon me, I'm more like Cap Nick. Cap a nigga, throw him in front of me. Party favors on the table, you can pick and choose. I would be lying if I said that I don't get confused. I'm just a player in the game and I don't pick the rules. Why trouble always seem to find the ones with shit to lose. About to blow like we just lit the fuse. We double dutch into this dough, I get this shit in twos. Push the button, get it started, put that shit in cruise. A little dust up on his heart, I barely get to use. A fool flatters himself, a wise man flatters the fool. Man, I just came to get it started like mechanics with tools. Cause in my hood, if you don't pack a tool, you planning to lose. These young boys deserve Oscars, they be acting a fool. A couple loose screws, but they hammer accurate. Ooh, I know some niggas stuck on drugs and manufacture it too. School of hard knocks, we all got our bachelor's. Food, no cap and gowns, but we all had the master. Party favors on the table, you can pick and choose. I would be lying if I said that I don't get confused. I'm just a player in the game and I don't pick the rules. Why trouble always seem to find the ones with shit to lose. I'm dumb lit, it's about to be a late night. Fresh rack, shawty, show me what it tastes like. Niggas know me in my city like I'm Wayne Wright. Got them looking up to me and we the same height. Ooh, I got it bad, deep in my bag. Foot on the gas, they cannot last. Swimming with the sharks, bitch, that's a great white. Never stopping, we don't even need no brake lights. Say she don't smoke, but she always smoke with me, yeah. Backwards in the air, back up in the ovaries, yeah. All my ops, they stay running like they over easy. Even my masseurs can't just get too close to me, yeah. Shout out to Next. Soon as the ink dry, we count out the checks, yeah. I never flex. I bought up a business, you bought up a section. I'm at the top of my class, yeah. Y'all never learned from your lesson. Skywalker gave me the force, yeah. Turn this into an obsession, yeah. I couldn't wait on the team, cooking shit up with just me rowing play, yeah. Things never are what they seem, but we know the facts, yeah. Charging that shit to the game, but now I pull up with a battery pack, yeah. The bigger they are, the harder they fall, and we can just leave it at fact. I'm dumb lit, it's about to be a late night. Fresh rack, shawty, show me what it tastes like. Niggas know me in my city like I'm Wayne Wright. Got them looking up to me and we the same height. Ooh, I got it bad, deep in my bag. Foot on the gas, they cannot last. Swimming with the sharks, bitch, that's a great white. Never stopping, we don't even need no brake lights. Big bro, why they call you big bro? Every time we hit the bank, we deposit zip codes. Well connected with the streets like we out in Skid Row.
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Pull Up Show. I'm your host, Mr. BJ Matthews, aka B Jizzle. Before we get started, follow us on the YouTube page, the Pull Up Basketball Podcast. Like, share, subscribe. All of our YouTube videos, hit that like button. Y'all come in here. Hit the share, subscribe, hit that Cash App, $SlickRick 1990, $SlickRick 1990 is our Cash App. If you guys do not have Cash App, make sure you guys continuously subscribe to the Pull Up Basketball Podcast at your own discretion. Make sure you guys also hit that like button as y'all come in here. Very, very important. Hit that like button. Very, very important to come across and you know what I'm saying, be a part of the Pull Up Basketball Podcast. We're gonna talk about it, man. We got a lot to talk about today, man. We're gonna talk about the Clippers. This is a live video. This is not a pre-recorded. I decided to put this up because we're, you know, at the thick of things, and I wanted to kind of get into a subject that I don't think a lot of people really touched on yet. And I came across a few things that presume me to ask this question. But before I get started, make sure y'all know the drill. Y'all smash that like button. Y'all go into the comment section. Let me read off in the comments. People that's in the comments, make sure you guys continuously stay equipped, and you guys continuously like this, like the video, and also answer the poll question. Will James Harden be back for the Clippers next season? All right. So let me know y'all in the comment section with a thumbs up. Let me know y'all in the comment section with a comment. All that good stuff, man. But I hope that y'all really been getting a chance to watch the playoffs. Been some good basketball. I watched the T-Wolves and Thunder last night. Very, very one-sided game, but Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle and Jaden McDaniels, they took care of home court like I expected them to. They still got to get another win tomorrow, and then if they win tomorrow, be back an even series and be a new series. As I've said before, a lot of times, you know, it's a series. It's not just one game. You know, all OKC did was take care of home court like they were supposed to. So now Minnesota has to do the same thing. You know, I don't know when it became that you take care of home court, you automatically win the series. But that's kind of the era that we in. But that's beside the point. Everybody, I hope everybody's having a great day. You know, now that it's been 3 weeks that's been settled into the Clippers being departed from the playoffs. It's giving me some time to really think about some stuff about, you know, what's going to be happening here beyond. And, you know, I've had my thoughts, but I also done read some articles. So I'm gonna let y'all see an article that I came across this morning, actually. But I've been thinking about this over the last, you know, couple of weeks about this subject about James Harden. Is he gonna be back with the team? So let me go ahead and pull something up for y'all to see, because I have a lot of stuff that I have put up. So let me go ahead and pull this up real quick for y'all. All right, so I came across this right here, this article, and it says Clippers reportedly expected to pursue trades after James Harden's contract is addressed. All right, so two things I'm looking at: the Clippers getting 50 wins this year, and them also exiting the way they exited in the first round. I spoke about this in a story I put out there. I don't know if y'all saw. I put on my Twitter speaking about the exit of the Clippers this season and how I evaluated it. It ended in bittersweet feeling, right? Because when you have a team with expectations like having a healthy Kawhi Leonard, first round exit just ain't good enough. As I mentioned before, Kawhi has only been out the first round his one time of his career, and it was in 7 games when the Spurs faced the Clippers back in 2015. That's the only year when Kawhi completed the playoffs where he was out in the first round. Outside of that, it's been second round, conference finals, and NBA championship. That's his ceiling, right? He's been to what? 1, 2, 3. He's been to 4 conference finals, right? 4 conference finals and 3 NBA finals. So that's really where his ceiling is. That's where you expect from him. So the Clippers didn't do that and they failed miserably. Now we got to look at what the offseason going to be like. And one of the offseason moves is James Harden is going to be the first thing addressed. Now, I want y'all to pay attention to the wording of it, how I said addressed. And I want y'all to pay attention to what I say there. So right here it says the Los Angeles Clippers had a promising year that ultimately ended with a first round exit in the playoffs, and now they have a big off season ahead of them. At the top of their priorities is addressing James Harden's contract. After that, the Clippers could hit the trade market. NBA insider Jake Fishner reported Saturday that some rival teams expect the Clippers to be a team to watch in the trade market this summer. Fisher noted that the Los Angeles Clippers has some tradable contracts on its books after Paul George exit allowed the team to sign several players on short-term deals. All right, so Jake Fishner, NBA insider, I hear this guy quite a bit. Let me see someone click on him real quick. He's on the Stein line. That's why I remember seeing him on. But he puts a lot of stories out there. He's not a big time reporter, like not on like the big networks, but he is somebody that's known through a lot of the Twitters and stuff like that, the smaller market things. But he's reporting saying the Clippers has some tradable, players to bring in. They had some guys they signed in, of course, DJJ, Chris Dunn, Nicholas Batum came back, things of that nature. They came back. Kevin Porter Jr., they actually end up moving. So those are some of the contracts they were able to get when, Paul George and Russell Westbrook left. Fisher added before seeking any trades, the Clippers will look to take care of Harden's contract situation. According to Fisher, the team lined up Harden's contract with the timeline of Kawhi Leonard, who is bound to the Los Angeles Clippers through the 2026-27 season, is a very plausible outcome. All right, so Jake Fishner comes out and says that they're trying to line up his contract with Kawhi Leonard's. Where does he get that from? Obviously, Lawrence Frank will be the only person to look at because he's the only one that's really talked about it. He held that exit interview virtually, I think a couple days after the Clippers lost to Denver in Game 7. So nobody really talked outside of him about next year. Kawhi Leonard, who I'm gonna bring up in a minute, pretty much kind of put that to the side because he was so focused on the Game 7 loss, so fresh off of that. So Lawrence Frank is the one speaking. When I spoke about what Lawrence Frank said, he came out and pretty much made it known, like, they were going to look to try to, address James Harden's contract situation ASAP. So when you look at that and you see everything on, on display, Tish, salute. She said, honestly, Trey Harden, Kawhi, and Powell. Salute to my man, Andre 76. He said that was Kawhi 5 years ago. That's not him today. I disagree, but that's really you. He didn't look like that towards the end of the year. He had what were the Clippers? 15-3. It was off the back of what he was doing last year. The Clippers, how they ended the season last year was off how Kawhi was playing. So I don't see where this is. I don't know where this comes from. First of all, let me just say this as well. If y'all notice the league, they're trying to find out who the best player is. Some people say it's Giannis. Some people say it's Jokic. Some people say it's, hell, even Luka at one time. You got SGA, a surgeon. Anthony Edwards, a surgeon. Like, they don't really have a clear cut. Remember how they used to have a clear cut best player? When they had Kobe Bryant, when they had, LeBron, when they had, Steph Curry. These are the guys that were the top 2, top 3. Now you got like 5, 6, 7 guys who are trying to take the mantle. Jason Tatum doesn't even get brought up. So you don't really have a clear-cut number one anyway. So as far as I'm concerned, it's up for grabs. Who's the best player? It's up for grabs. Who's top 5? You got to go by game, week by week, month by month basis damn near, because there's really no dominant player in the league. There's really no dominant 3 players in the league. The players that dominate in the regular season seem to not do it in the playoffs. They get exited out, right? You got Giannis, you got Jokic, you got SGA. These guys, for the most part, they've either, tasted the playoffs, or as far as deep runs, probably once, if not twice. They're not making deep runs into the playoffs. They're not. There's no dynasties anymore. So what I'm saying is that when anybody want to say Kawhi is not the same that was 5 years ago, you gotta look at just what happened at the end of the season this year and what happened last year. So I'm not really hearing none of that. But back to James Harden. The Clippers are looking to address his situation in the playoffs. Or they're looking to address his contract situation. So what is James Harden making right now? So let me go back to something real quick. Let me pull up his contract. So and it says right here, James Harden is signed to a 2-year, $70 million contract with the LA Clippers, including $70 million guaranteed and an average salary of $35 million. In 2024-2025, Harden will earn a base salary of $33 million, which will, while carrying a cap hit of $33 million and a dev cap value of $33 million again. So basically, what y'all need to know is he's on a 2-year, $70 million deal with a player option. Now, of course, we know what a player option means. You have the option either opt in or opting out. If you opt in, you earn that last year's salary, which for Harden would be $36 million. If you opt out, you have an opportunity to renegotiate a new contract with the Clippers or somebody else. So that's what James Harden's situation is right now, the end of the summer. Now, if he chooses to opt in, the Clippers have two options. They can keep him, right? They can keep him on board and let him finish out his last year. If he opts in, or they can, possibly move him. I'm just giving y'all the options what it means to opt in. If you opt out, obviously, from what that last article said and what Lawrence Frank said, they're looking to get a new deal done if it suits the Clippers well, right? Based off that conversation that Lawrence Frank had with the media, they're looking to do something with James Harden only if it suits them financially and it suits them as far as building the team, which I already thought they did last year. That's why I originally thought they did last year. That's why I heard that they were building the team, got all those hockey moves, and they were going to build the team. They got better defensively. They got better here. Players got better here. Like, I thought they did this last year, but I guess they didn't, because now they're looking to possibly make more moves. So what are you going to do? Undo the moves that you just made? That's all that means. You're going to undo the moves you're going to make. You're going to possibly get rid of Amir Coffey, which I think is a big mistake, because his ability to score, shoot, stretch the floor, and play on the defensive end, be a 6'7" wing, that's something that you need. The Clippers don't need to get rid of any more two-way players. They only have two-way players as it is, Kawhi and Zubac, outside of Coffey. And Zubac ain't what you really call. He's a guy that plays inside the perimeter, so he's limited even on the outside the perimeter. He's even limited to guard. So even his two-way ability only goes so far, because if you're playing, all you gotta do is stretch him out on the perimeter, and that's what makes Zubac more of a liability. As I come and hit that like button, you got no defense in the backcourt. It's very limited with Harden and Norman Powell as it is. And the defensive players you got, Chris Dunn, Derrick Jones Jr., they're streaky to non-efficient offensively. So if I go all defense, I have a problem scoring. But if I go all offense and I say put Bogdanovich and take out Chris Dunn, if I go all offense, then I'm a liability defensively. So that doesn't help my cause. So the Clippers, as I've said before, they're struggling is they're not able to have enough two-way players where you don't have to take this player out for another player. You can only play 5 guys at a time. So that is the real issue that's going on here. The Clippers don't have enough two-way players. The power forward obviously issue is a concern. You got Nicholas Batum, who's older now, asking him to play heavy minutes as their power forward. That's not going to cut it. Maybe about 3-4 years ago, yeah, you can start him at the 4. You can start him at the backup 5. But now you can't do that with Nicholas Batum. He just said this was going to be his final year like last year. He was looking to play one more year. Now I'm hearing again he's possibly looking to play one more year. He is pretty much looked at as a bench player now. So because of that, you can't play Derrick Jones Jr. He's too small at the 4. You can't. You're not. I mean, the guys that you can play, you're not using. Kobe Brown, you're not using him. A big body at 6'8", 250 pounds. You don't want to use him. Ben Simmons, you don't want to use him. So we already come to the conclusion Tyronn Lue does not like to use young guys and youth. But the problem with that is that when you have those youth guys, those young guys, that takes the pressure off the older guys. And that's just the problem the Clippers keep running into. They play against these teams with real size, with real youth, and they wonder why they can't get a rebound. They wonder why they are getting bullied on the boards. It's because of your lack of size. But the Clippers have the size. They just don't use it because it's not, quote unquote, Tyronn Lue's style to play youth. Well, guess what? You keep playing them old guys, you're gonna be getting ran out the gym. You're gonna get bullied. All that. The Clippers have the oldest team in the league, if I'm not mistaken. That should tell you go young. But back to Harden. I had thought about something the other day. I'm like, all right, if Harden don't come back this year, what if he don't come back? Y'all know my feelings. I don't want Harden back on the team. I'm out on James Harden. Why is that? Because of what he did, and not really what he did in terms of how he played was definitely like inexcusable in the Game 7 game. It was inexcusable. But more about what happened after the fact. How he didn't address the media in games 4, 5, and 7. He didn't address the media at all. The only time he addressed the media after the loss was after game 1. And that was, to me personally, that was used to take a shot at Kawhi. Because remember what he said. He said the turnovers were the reason why they lost the game. That was the game. Well, of course, who was the one that had the turnovers? It was Kawhi. But I said, again, that wasn't the reason why they lost that game. I didn't say that was the reason why they lost. The reason why they lost is because they couldn't play defense and get stops. And that fall on James Harden in the overtime situation. Just go back and look. The Clippers went overtime. They had a chance to win that game. And, of course, maybe if you don't turn down the ball 7 times and lower it, then they have a chance to come out. But then again, if you're not stopping nobody, it doesn't even matter how much. If you're not stopping anybody, it don't even matter. Denver has a potent offense. You have got to get stops. The reason why I believe the Clippers lost that game was because of that last play and how Russell Westbrook took over in that overtime. He legitimately won that game. He won 2 games for Denver, if we're going to be honest about it. That's why I think that the Nuggets won that game. But that's why I go back to James Harden. That's what he said. After that, he didn't say nothing else. After game 4, he didn't speak. Obviously, after that tip dunk, pretty sure they were upset. Game 5, they lose that game in dramatic fashion in Denver. I think that game 4 mindset carried on. And then game 7, y'all saw what happened. Even game 6, out of Clippers, James Harden played great. I still felt Denver had the momentum in that series. I still felt like that because they were at home, they were confident, and they really, to be honest with you, the way that game ended, it wasn't a blowout. In game 6, it was a close game, even that game. So it's like you didn't even make a statement. Game 5, Denver made a statement by blowing out the Clippers. Game 6, the Clippers barely won. And then game 7, the Nuggets blew them out again. So it was kind of a surging towards that way anyway. As y'all come here, smash that like button. But my issue is, okay, you had a bad game 7. You had a bad game 5. Why not address it and make it clear what happened? What does James Harden do? He avoids accountability. He doesn't come to the the post-game press conference. He doesn't speak. But after game 6, watch this. And I was there. Game 6, he comes to the post-game press conference and he speaks. I walk out. Because I'm like, this guy's unbelievable. So you're gonna show up. You're gonna miss 2 straight post conferences after a loss, but after a win, you want to come and talk. And then you don't want to. I for sure. I said, okay, you missed 4 and 5. Surely this dude ain't gonna miss game 7. I'm almost definitely he's not gonna miss game 7. Nope, he misses game 7 as well. I'm like, wow, this guy's unbelievable. This guy's unbelievable. How do you miss 3 posts? I don't think I've ever seen nothing like that. So my question is, what is his teammates thinking about that? Because the main guys, they showed up. After game 4, Norman Powell spoke. He spoke to the media. After game 4, I think game 4, 5, and 7, Ivica Zubac spoke, if I'm not mistaken. He was in the locker room, but he did speak. Kawhi, you know what he said after game 7? He was the leader. For people to say they don't talk, he seems to always come professional, ready to speak when it's time to speak. For a guy who doesn't like to talk. And the way he answered the question from Law Murray about what is it that gives him encouragement about him and James Harden in the future, the way Kawhi shut that question down, I'm not thinking about that, and I still thinking about the loss. And then he say, I don't feel like we're 30 points. They're 30 points better than us. I feel like we can give a better effort. I mean, just go back and listen to that 3-minute segment. He was basically saying the team didn't come to play, but also I feel like he was very disappointed in James Harden. Not only just not showing up on the court, but fleeing the way he fled. And you're gonna ask me if I want to play with that next year? No, I'm not playing with that. Nah. Nope. Nope. I'm not playing with that because that's a quitter, man. But then again, I can't even put it on James Harden. There was a video, and salute to the people in the chat. Salute Andrew Johnson. He said he didn't show up for the postseason at all. Salute to my man Mass. What's good? What's good, bro? Salute Zay. How you doing, bro? Salute to y'all, man. We got 37 people to get these likes up. There was a video I remember, and this was like right before Harden got traded, man. It was about 2 years ago. And Ticket put the video out. And he had the Clippers going to the finals, bro, this year. I think it was a 23-24 year. It was the year after they lost to Phoenix in the first round. Going into that year, Ticket had the Clippers going to the finals, and I did too. I said, all right, Russ had that great playoff run with Phoenix. Um, you know, Kawhi got hurt. He was playing great those first 2 games. He goes down. PG didn't play at all. So I said, all they gotta do is be healthy. They're gonna be all right. All throughout that summer, I said they're not gonna sign James Harden. They're not signing him. No way. Right. Ticket comes out and says as when he found out James Harden was coming, he basically said he's out. I used to always wonder why he said titties over titles, and I tried to get away. I tried to really avoid really getting into that narrative, bro. But when that happens the way it did, him avoiding the press conference and avoiding the media, that really just brought back that video to me because I'm like, why is he so hard saying he don't want James Harden? I know he had a bad stint in Houston. Okay, Brooklyn, he left off the whole situation with Kyrie and Katie. Okay, whatever. He goes to Philly. That was a real situation. I didn't really feel like he should have just tried to get out of there. That's the one place I said, okay, Philadelphia was the one place I'm like, okay, this is becoming a him problem because you didn't play great your last series against Boston, but you want to re-up on your money. And then when you don't get a re-up on your money, you say Daryl Morey is a liar. This is the same guy who's been with you since Houston, gave you everything that you want, all the players that you want, all the system that you want, the coach that you want. He gave you everything you want. He even got you out of Brooklyn and brought you to Philadelphia. So I'm like, that's a disturbing pattern. And then y'all recall that one newscaster from the Mavericks went off on James. I'm talking about said James Harden, the problem was always him, that he's not the system, he's the problem. And then he started going down the list. I'm talking about he's destroyed him on every single stop he went to. And I'm like, yeah, that's true. That did happen. That did happen. That did. Okay, yeah. But it doesn't really hit home until it really becomes your team. And you see it up close at first hand. I legitimately saw James Harden up close firsthand. Let me tell y'all something. So when James first gets here, right? When he gets to the Clippers, I'm working with them. I first meet him. I'm like, all right, he seemed cool. He seemed like he, saying all the right things and, he wants to win. That's what he seems like. He was signing autographs. The first game he played, he was signing autographs. After a while, he stopped doing it. When he first gets here, he's talking about, he's trying to play team basketball. All of a sudden, he wants to play defense, and there was games where he was getting like 5, 6. I'm like, okay, already playing some defense. This was 23, 24 year, and then you go from that to now. It's like, okay, his behavior hasn't changed. Now this year, it's changed a little bit from last year. Last year, as a third option, he seemed more engaged. And then tables started to turn on some of the players that we had for a long period of time that are getting the blame that they should not be getting. Salute the realist. Corey Gear said PG didn't duck last year when he played like as hard as no. Yeah. Yeah. See, people don't talk about this. I'm gonna talk about it. That's a true statement, bro. And people don't even say that. When they lost to the Mavs last year, the only person that talked was PG. Nobody else talked. And PG played bad. Still took accountability and spoke. I've been around PG. There's a reason why I vouch for him so much. He's not ducking smoke and not attending press conferences when he plays good or bad. I listen. I look at that. Forget the basketball part. What type of person are you? But back to Harden. I saw the game he was playing very early on and how he tries to maneuver his way to try to get people on his side. When he came to the Clippers, he was on his best behavior. And then over time, now he's starting to show who he really is. You go to this season, we all know James Harden's a great regular season player. That's nothing new. Same thing this guy wants to put in the comments. You're a James Harden here. Do carry the Clippers through the whole season without Kawhi when he was working through his injury. That's nothing new. James Harden has always been a great regular season player. That's not the point. And this is the part I'm trying to get y'all to see. There's always somebody who's just going to come out and just don't get it. So it's all good. But he has done that. He done that in Houston. He did that in Philly when he did that in Brooklyn. He always does this in regular season. He always and somebody could tell me I'm lying. He always does this. It's nothing new. He doesn't get that amount of. That's something you do when you are a younger player. What you do in the regular. That's somebody that's building their resume. But over time, it's gonna come to what you're gonna do when it's come to win a championship. When it's time to win the playoffs. When it's time to do this. That's what it's gonna come down to. That's why I don't even put it on. I put it on the Clippers for acting like this guy was going to be the answer to the problem. I said last year I was going to give this man a chance. And to be honest with you, as a third option, it still would have worked. But when Paul George left the team, I said this, bro, the team did not get better. Now that you got Harden here as Kawhi's sidekick or Kawhi's co-star, it's not going to get better. I'm hearing people say Ivica Zubac should be our second option now. Let me tell you something. Ivica Zubac as a second option, there'll be one thing he has to improve. He has to be able to get a consistent mid-range jumper. If I'm Ivica Zubac, that's the one part of his game he has got to improve on. In an NBA where the bigs are able to shoot 15 to 20 footers and three-point shots, if you can't do that, you are behind you're behind. Right? Nikola Jokic, Joel Embiid, Domantas Sabonis, Karl-Anthony Towns, Bam Adebayo, centers. Wow, Bam Adebayo as a four. But these centers, Victor Wembanyama, they're shooting. They're not just staying inside, just getting. They're shooting jump shots, free throws. It's a new day. Now, Zubac back in the 2000s, he would be a problem. He'd be a problem because that's the era they played in with the fives. In the 90s, he would be an issue. But the way that the game is played now, you've got to be able to shoot. At least be somewhat of a threat. So even Zubac as a second option is just not because he doesn't translate enough points. And a team led by James Harden, he's not going to allow it to happen. You tried Norman Powell as a second option. Like James Harden, regular season, yeah, you did your thing. Shout out to Norm, salute to Norm. He did his thing. I was yelling out, man, this dude, 24 points a game, 49% from the field, 42% from three, 84% from line. Like he was killing it in the regular season. But when you get to the playoffs, you got to take that next jump. Can you hang with Jamal Murray? Can you hang with Jalen Williams? Can you hang with Julius Randle? Can you hang with Kyrie Irving? Can you hang with LeBron James? Can you hang with Jimmy Butler? Can you hang with these second options that are asked to do this in the playoffs? Unfortunately, the answer is no. Powell went from averaging 22 points per game to 16. James Harden went from averaging 22 points to 17. You had and this is why I tell people about Kawhi. You're essentially we're playing with actually three third options. Not one of them guys cracked over 20 points. Not Norman Powell, not James Harden, not even Ivica Zubac. And Ivica Zubac played very well. And he was asked, I give him more grace because he was asked to play defense on Jokic. These guys, Norman Powell and James Harden, they were a defensive liability to the point where people were actually looking to ask if should we bench Norman Powell. I'm like, how are you going to bench your leading scorer? How you going to bench your leading scorer, bro, in the regular season, bro? How you going to bench him? That's how you know you down bad. So this man's offense doesn't mean his defense is that useless that you can't even. That's why I'm saying two-way players are needed. Salute Taz. Salute E. What's good? Andre 70. My man said addition by subtraction, and that's another thing, bro. Putting your foot in your mouth too. And this is one of my dudes, man. Norman's the closest one I'm close to on the team, bro. I'm saying this. Pains me to say this, but somebody gotta say it, bro. That comment he made was probably that comment he made really was him putting his foot in his mouth because he really thought he was that dude. He's good, but he's not. It's a lot, bro. But back to Harden. Back to Harden. I don't believe it's such a done deal that he'll be back. Because if y'all don't know, James Harden just earned All NBA third team. I'm clapping sarcastically. Bro, I don't care about the regular season. I don't think people understand. I don't care about the regular season. I don't. Not for a player of this dude's caliber, man. This is a 15-year vet, man. At the end of the day, personally, that's a good thing for him, though, because now he can look to get better, more money. He's an all-star. He's all NBA third team player. That essentially means you're a top 15 player. Now, we know that's not true. But as far as the regular season, he's a top 15 player. What does that do? That opens up more opportunities to get more money and earnings. Well, how old is James Harden? 35? About to be 36 in August. He got one more big contract to get, and he's out. James Harden is about the main thing, and the main thing is about his clout and about that money. Now, this is where I want to talk to y'all about. I think when he was in Houston, James Harden signed the biggest contract in NBA history at that time. He was making money, making real generational wealth. Good for him. He goes to Brooklyn. And he gets a lesser deal. He said he took less money in Brooklyn and Philly, which he did take less money in Philly. If you think James Harden is trying to lose money again, you're sadly mistaken. He's gonna try to get the biggest money he can because this is his last chance to get it. I've said it before. I'm gonna say it again. James Harden has legitimately tricked multiple generation or multiple teams at one time, using his regular season value to overtake his playoffs. What he does in the postseason. But then again, based off of based off of what he has done and based off of his value, he can ask for a bigger deal. So what does that leave the Clippers now? Because I see T Sweezy said the Clippers have a choice to give Harden that max. Nah, nah. They ain't gotta give him nothing. Why would I give him a max when I didn't want to give Paul George a max? That's the that's the issue I'm having. Why would you give him a max, but you don't want to give PG the same max? Well, actually, no. PG was gonna get the 3-year 150 million. I take that back. But you gave Harden first of all, you gave him a player option. Now you talking about giving him a max? Why would I give this guy a max after what I just seen? It's gonna be the same thing over and over. This cat ain't been a second option. Listen to me. Why would I there that I would not why would I give him a max? I'm not giving him no max. Hell no. He don't deserve no max. He ain't done anything for the team to get no damn max. He just came onto the team as a third option. Now we're looking at it as a max for what he's done in the regular season. Absolutely not. But if the Clippers give him a max, now I'm looking at what Kawhi Leonard thinks about all this. I'm telling you, after that game 7, Kawhi Leonard looked at James Harden differently. I think he was looking at different. I don't think Harden and Kawhi and Harden are as close as people try to make them out to be. I don't even see them really together. Like even at the games, I don't even see them together. They don't really. They're not. Their lockers are not near each other. They're not really walking with each other. Like most of their interactions on the court. So why would you know this? You know that's not going to work. At this point, Kawhi Leonard got to look like, man, I'm healthy. I'm ready to play. Why am I wasting my time here with a guy who don't even want to win? I'm not giving that. I'm not giving up. I'm not going to put my future into Harden, bro. Hell, absolutely, absolutely not. Because I know one thing about Kawhi, he wants to win. He don't care about all that glitz and glamour and about. He wants to win a championship. He he said it at bro. Just listen to how Kawhi Leonard talks, bro, and you'll know. And once you listen to how he speaks and how he talks, you'll know it's a lot about him, bro. He said it at the beginning of the season. He said nobody on this team impresses him. Y'all remember that? No one impressed him at training camp. The dude was ahead of the curve while everybody was glossing over them moves. He said nobody even impressed him. And then when you get to the playoffs, what happens? Did anybody impress y'all? This guy's a 2-time champion. I think he knows what he takes to win. He said if you know Kawhi, you already know he wouldn't click with a player's mentality is as weak as Harden's. You know what? That's a fact. But you know something else? He clicked with Paul George, bro. I know that from a fact. I'm talking about they used to hang out each other at each other's homes, all that. He didn't want PG to leave. But he said basically, man, go get your money. I'm not gonna stop you to go get your bread. But now since that happened, bro, the only thing that's gonna be now is destruction. Because hey, Harden can ask for whatever he wants to ask for, and the Clippers can either deny it or not because they don't have any other options. Unless you go out there and get like us, the key needs a second option. Beside him. Can we all agree to that? He needs another second option beside him. So if he needs another second option beside him, who do you take? Who do you go out for to try to get a second option beside him? Steph Curry got a second option in Jimmy Butler. Bro, you gotta remember, bro, the Warriors were almost in the damn play-in for the first half of the year. They were at the bottom of the play-in. All of a sudden, Steph Curry gets Jimmy Butler, and they start winning games. Denver, Jamal Murray and Jokic, duo. Lakers, LeBron and Luka, duo. The Mavs, when Kyrie and AD get clicking, they will be busting people's asses. You gotta have a second option in this NBA. Got to. But I don't think as far as Harden resign with the team, I don't know. I don't know because this guy literally the way he left, it's almost as if do you want him to does he even think he can come back? I don't know. If he gets another offer somewhere else, he's gone. He said Kuminga. I would love Kuminga. But it's like Lawrence Frank said, until they deal with this James Harden situation, that's the first order of business. And if they sign James Harden, they're not going to get Kuminga because James Harden going to try to break the bank. You got that All-Star and you got that All-NBA team on your resume, you can ask for money. He said, listen, I think Kawhi is a great player, but I think Kawhi is the number one anymore. The doesn't mean he's no longer great. I don't know. Everybody who says that, bro, I don't know where that comes from. Why can't he be a number one when we just saw it the second part of the year? Man, they were 15-3 with him leading. The problem is his number 2 and 3 could not show up in the big moments in the playoffs. That's it. He said they talked in games. You talk about Kawhi and James Harden. Yeah, they won. I'm talking about on the court. They talk, but as far as outside of basketball, they're not close like that. Harden got his own stuff. Him and Kawhi don't even do the same things, bro. They're completely different different people. Harden's more outside in the public party world. Kawhi's more of a dude likes to kind of chill and be by to himself and his family and friends. You got to almost drag Kawhi Leonard out to even get him even be a part of like being outside, being in a function. I'm gonna let y'all come in a little bit. Play a few more of these comments. Any team that gives Harden a max is dumb as yep. Any team is I would is that's stupid. Taz said Drew Holiday's out there this offseason. Go get him. Yeah. Yeah, I would get off of Harden and get Drew Holiday, but we still gotta get a second star. I would love Kuminga. I would love him. He said people forget Kawhi was in MVP voting in 2024 before his knee. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like he was in MVP voting before his knee started flaring up. He said Ty Lue and Harden has to go. I agree. Ty Lue and Harden got to go. And send some of them role players out while you're at it. Derrick Jones Jr., I would be off of him. If you want me to choose between Amir Coffey and Derrick Jones Jr., I'm choosing Amir Coffey. Better scorer, um, better deep ball threat. Like we can space the floor. So that's what I'm gonna say about that. Let me go ahead and let y'all come in here. All right. I'm drop the link. Y'all come in here. uh oh man. What's going on, E?
What's good, bro? Salute.
Salute, fam. What you got?
Yeah, Clippers, bro. Bro, this has been their organization throughout their entirety, getting really good players and then fumbling them, trading them, releasing them, injuries. Like, you know what I'm saying? Over the years, you guys have had some really good players, but you guys don't build around, you know what I'm saying, certain players that you acquire. So, this is just another one of those situations because the Clippers, every team in the NBA needs a household name, somebody that's going to bring revenue, put fans in the seats, sell jerseys, sell tickets, etc. The business part of the NBA. Now, as far as competitive wise, if the Clippers want to contend for a championship, they need players to complement Kawhi's demeanor. Like, you know what I'm saying? They need players to complement his skill set and what he brings as far as a superstar from a competitive standpoint, not the off the court stuff. We know Kawhi isn't one to be with all of the, and the cameras and, the fame and the publicity. Kawhi just wants to play basketball. If Kawhi didn't have to do one interview, and most players in the NBA didn't have to do one interview, they would for sure take that, but that's the business side of the game. But Kawhi Leonard needs somebody else that's a dog who's not scared to guard the best player, who's not scared to take the big shots, who's not scared to go at the other team's best defenders and best players and mix it up with them. James Harden isn't that player. James Harden is just so happy with hitting step back threes, having the crowd go crazy, getting in like a little rhythm. But when it comes down to clutch key moments, and now it's time to go be the Hall of Fame James Harden that everybody thinks that he is, the top 75 basketball player that the NBA thought he was, James Harden does not fit that criteria. So, and in my opinion, I just think that y'all might need a coach that knows how to build and develop talent a little bit more instead of just going along and get along. Like Ty Lue is one of those players that's going to go along and get along. He had that issue in Cleveland where he tried to challenge his players and the superstar players, and it damn near gave him a heart attack and killed him. Like, he was so like, he's so scared to get in people's faces and hold people accountable. He's kind of like, he gets frustrated and you can visibly see him get frustrated on the sideline sometimes, but it's a difference because if that game 7, if you were a coach, if you were a Greg Popovich type coach that's going to hold Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili accountable, then you would have seen a different James Harden come out in that game 7 like he did in game 6 and give it his all and leave everything on the court. But he straight quit. He folded. You know what I'm saying? He folded his 10 up, took his basketball, he went to the crib. So that doesn't do anything for Kawhi Leonard. If you look at Kawhi Leonard, you know what I'm saying, his career and the times that he's won championships, he's always had that crutch. You get what I'm saying? Whether he was the best player leading them offensively or and defensively or not, he always had a crutch because he knew that he had other guys that was capable of having moments in the game where they can hold it down and take over the game, both from an offensive standpoint and a defensive standpoint. So at this juncture in Kawhi's career, hopefully that he stays healthy for the duration of the rest of his career, however long that is. He needs other players that's going to be like, oh, you know what? You can go get 30. You can go get 20. And I know you're going to give all that effort on defense. So when it comes down late in the ball games, now it's Kawhi Leonard can really just, like, you know what I'm saying, put his imprint or put his stamp, you know what I'm saying, on the wins. Because he
Right.
clutch, he can get to any spot on the court, and it's not as much pressure as him having to be like, damn, I got to do everything. I still got to play defense at this juncture in my career. I still got to be the number one guy to score. So if he can get like a 1A, 1B type player and not just a 1B, 1C type player, you know what I'm saying, as your second, as your Batman or your Superman, however you want to put it, then I think that the Clippers can have, you know what I'm saying, more success in the playoffs and trying to bring their first championship, you know what I'm saying, to the city of LA. So
Yeah. Yeah, bro. I'm on line with what you just said too. We gotta build around the best player. And if you got a duo, you gotta build around the best duo. I'm like looking at the roster. I like said at the beginning, I'm like, this roster don't fit anything that Kawhi does other than defense. That's important, but where are the scoring threats that can get their own shot and create? And where are the guys who can actually come up with them in the postseason? That's what I questioned like throughout the most of the majority of the year. I just said the makeup of the team just doesn't is not good enough against the other elite teams that have chemistry and camaraderie. So yeah. So you say Kuminga will be the guy. So what would Kuminga bring to the Clippers that would help Kawhi?
Well, just watching Kuminga in his 4 years that he's been with the Warriors, or 5, however long it was, he's matured. He came in as a young pup, probably didn't have a lot of basketball experience, but he chose, instead of going to college, he chose to go to the G League route, like a lot of players do, to try to, get some money for him and his family. But I just feel like Kuminga has grown from a basketball player. Like, he's about to hit year 5. Normally around this time, when players who have talent hit year 5, year 6, you start to see like a different like maturity level, and you start to see them kind of come into their own. They understand how to approach the game from a work, you know what I'm saying, standpoint, and on and off the floor, because that is part of being an professional NBA basketball player, learning how to handle the media, you know what I'm saying, and just putting the work in. He reminds me of a young Kawhi Leonard, and I've been on the record saying this hella different time. Than Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard's ability to lock down and play defense, and then Kawhi Leonard's offensive game came around. It's the same with Kuminga. You forgot Kuminga. Like I just mentioned, Kuminga don't have no college basketball experience. Kawhi Leonard had that at you feel me, at San Diego State. So that helped his game mature and develop. So when he came into the NBA, You know what I'm saying? It was just a matter of him just keep working and then him getting his chance and opportunity. And once he got his chance and opportunity, he flourished. You know what I'm saying? Kuminga, they've been stunting his growth. He'll get a chance. He'll play great for 10 games. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, he's back to the bench. And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, he can't play with this person. And then all of a sudden, he can't play with that person. Jimmy Butler came out and said, me and Kuminga definitely could play together. So Steve Kerr said Jimmy and Kuminga couldn't play together, but that was a lie because we've seen it happen on the biggest stage in the playoffs, right? Boom. Then he said, oh, now he doesn't pass the ball to Steph Curry. See, so they're trying to really stunt his growth, and they keep trying to tarnish his name and attack his character when that's not the case. You know what I'm saying? And that's what the Warriors tend to do. They love to try to break people down and attack people's character. But if you look at the grand scheme of things, you still have a player on your team that has bad character and cost you games and championships. He's still on that roster. So for them to try to blame Kuminga for all of their unsuccesses and their failure, like, you know what I'm saying? That's unfair to the young guy. We seen Kuminga come off the bench, average 27 points in limited minutes off the bench, and then guard the best player on the other team, which was Ant-Man. Ant-Man, and you've seen it. Kuminga is too strong for Ant-Man. Ant-Man couldn't do nothing with Kuminga, just like players can do nothing with Kawhi Leonard. If you put Kuminga and Kawhi Leonard on the court at the same time, bro, with Ivica Zubac and all those other defenders, you're getting something that James Harden can't give you on both ends of the court. You just are. Kuminga's a 3-level scorer. Yes, he has to improve his jumper, but guess what? The Warriors will tell you this. He's one of the hardest working young men on the damn team. You seen him after the game when he didn't get 1 minute. What did he do? He was in his jersey. I'm getting shots up, and I know I'm probably not going to play the next game, but this is the work that it takes to be great. That's the kind of guy you want on your team, the guy that's going to continue to work. He's not going to get discouraged. Is it hard? Yes, everything. Life is hard. But he's going to continue to work. And that's what Jonathan Kuminga is. And everybody be like, why you be on Jonathan Kuminga and Jordan Poole? I watch these dudes up close, bro, put in the work. And then it translated to the games when they got the opportunities. But if you don't play players, then look what happens. Look what OKC, how's they been successful? They're playing all their guys. Tony Bradley ain't played all season. He gets in a meaningful playoff game in meaningful minutes down the stretch of games and adding value to the court. You know what I'm saying? Look what Indiana. That was Indiana. OKC, and then yesterday, what did Minnesota do? What I've been telling them to do the whole time. Terrence Shannon sitting on the bench. Rob Dillingham, even though he didn't play until when it was a blowout, but still, you got players that can go out there and add value and impact to your roster. If you're a great coach, you're going to build them up instead of say, oh, he can't do this. He can't do that. I can't play him here. Man, throw him out there. Let him go play. You know what I'm saying? He killed college. So all of a sudden now he can't kill these niggas in the NBA, and the game is more space and pace and one-on-one. That's what he does well. Let him get out there and transition and be aggressive. He was another on the court yesterday. So it's just like, bro, I feel Jonathan Kuminga can help the Clippers. It's on you, man.
For sure. Yeah, man. I like Kuminga, so I'll be definitely open to it, especially for Harden. Let me get to my man Mass. What's good, Mass?
Hey, salute to you, BJ. Salute, Leezy. I echo a lot of the things that Leezy just said. I think he was spot on. Hit the nail around the head. First and foremost, your question, will James Harden be back next season? I would think that he will attempt to be, because he has a player option, and so he would be a fool to opt out, not knowing, not knowing teams' feeling about him, right? And so his best option is to opt in. And if I'm the Clippers, you're in a tough spot, BJ, because he's opting in and then he's a unrestricted free agent, right? So if you trade him, there's no guarantee that a team's giving up pieces to get him, because there's no guarantee that he's going to sign long-term with that team. So like you said, earlier. Why did they give him even a player option? It's just pure stupidity. You feel me? They put all their eggs in one basket, and this is what you get when you do dumb moves. And I was against the James Harden thing coming to the Clippers from the start. You know, I've seen great seasons. I've seen him average 40 for a month. I've seen, lead the league in assists. I've seen him carry teams, all that. But when the moment becomes the moment, right, and it's teetering back and forth, he's nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found, man. And I don't know what that's about. He's a diva, bro. He's all about his brand, right? I'd have been to so many games with James Harden, bro, and I'm sure BJ can attest to this. The fans love him. Like when he comes to sack, bro, everybody got Harden jerseys on. They want to see him come out early and get shots up and do what he do. It's crazy the fan love that he has with these fans on the road. And so, so Clippers in a tough spot, bro. And you made a great point, right? Kawhi's your best player. You got to build around Kawhi. It shouldn't be the other way around. And so, you get players in there that, that fits what Kawhi wants to do, right? And then let Kawhi adjust his game around them. That's why superstars are superstars. They can play on, off the basketball. Different nights require different things from certain players. And I just feel like, on the surface, yeah, it's a decent roster. You guys defend with the best of them. But offensively, it just wasn't a good fit. You know what I'm saying? And so a guy like James Harden who needs the ball in his hands, he's going to take away from Kawhi Leonard. I'm not saying that Kawhi can't give you his 30-point games and be efficient and be all-world, because he can, but those games are going to come more so few and far between because of there's a guy on your team who was ball dominant and he can't play off the ball. He has no IQ to play off the ball. He doesn't set screen. Bro, like I've never seen James Harden set Kawhi a screen. Never. I've never seen Kawhi set James Harden a screen really like that. But I don't see James Harden setting backdoor picks. He's not moving. He's not getting backdoor cuts. He's not coming off pins, screens, flares. He's not doing none of that, bro. If he's not the one on the ball initiating, he's literally standing like somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Pouting, it seems like, because he's not the one initiating. He's just not a winning player, bro. For me, he's just not a winning player. And for me, it's way more than stats, right? You can give me 22, 8, and 7 all you want to. You know what I'm saying? I can dissect those numbers and tell you why those numbers are a little overrated. You know what I'm saying? Deceiving. And so I care about how your numbers impact winning. I don't care about you getting 8 assists, but you got 5 turnovers, right? And then I value when did you get the assists, right? When did you get the points? And so I just look at basketball a different way, bro. For me, it's all about how are you impacting winning, even when the ball is not in your hands. And so he's put the Clippers in a tough spot, bro. He really has. And I agree with you guys, man. I like Kuminga. I think he's a good player. There's other guys out there that you guys can get. It doesn't have to be Kuminga. I mean, he's a good piece to start with. You know what I'm saying? But I do think Kawhi and Zubac is your foundation, and then you guys build from that. And, so I don't know, man. The Clippers are just in a tough spot, bro, because there's no doubt in my mind that James Harden is going to opt in. Because why would he not opt in, right? I mean, he would be taking a risk and coming off of a subpar postseason, right? What team is going to give him a max? Now, with that being said, fellas, there are teams out there who are dumb and delusional, and they probably would give him a max. And so I gotta be objective when I say that. I'm just saying the majority of teams, they don't want to touch James Harden, bro. I mean, think about it. What team that's contending really needs him, right? Nobody really needs him. I don't think he fits what teams are trying to do in today's NBA. He's so ball dominant and he's so one-dimensional. And like BJ said, bro, I know he is dysfunction of the highest order. He'll trick you. He'll say all the right things. He'll talk about defense. He may even have some games where he's doing all the right things in the court. But as he kind of settles in the organization and he gets comfortable, then he kind of gets back to who he is. And who he is he's a selfish player. He's a selfish player. He's a guy who doesn't want to modify his game. That's going to be best for the team. And I know when I use the word selfish, people are going to say, well, Moss, he's giving you, assists and he's playmaking and blah, blah, blah. That's not what I mean when I mean selfish, bro. Like, selfish is You know what I'm saying? What Curry does, right? I'm going to run up and down this court, and this play isn't even for me, right? It's to get somebody else a shot, right? And so when I say selfish, it's like go watch James Harden when a team misses a shot or the ball is like being inbounded. He wants the ball. Like there's no doubt. He's like, dude, like here, give me the ball. Like I want to be the one who wants to bring it up court and just look over the defense and facilitate. And to me, bro, it's like, wouldn't the offense be a lot more efficient if you can just run around some screens and give the ball up, come back and get it? Like you to have it for 15 seconds, easy, and then you pass it to Derrick Jones Jr. in the corner, who's already a subpar shooter. Now he's shooting with 5 seconds or less, and a guy closes out well. I mean, that's not good basketball. And so I don't know, bro. I was so against this move when he came to the Clippers, bro, because I knew what was going to happen. And we saw it last year. And listen, here's what's funny, though. We saw some of this in versus Dallas,
bro,
and the Clippers thought it was a good idea to do this. And so let me close out with this one, bro. Some of this has to go on Lawrence Frank, the front office, right? The guys up there who are making decisions. I mean, Lawrence Frank has been around the league. Ty Lue knows play. Like, what made them think that James Harden was like the missing piece, and then you let Paul go for nothing? You let PG get away for nothing? Come on, bro. It's just bad move after bad move, and we can blame the players, and he gets a lot of the blame. But that front office, bro, down there in LA, bro, like they gotta be punching themselves, bro, like in the mirror, because there's just moves that they've made that just hasn't made sense. It just didn't, and it just doesn't make sense. And last point, I agree with you, bro. I think Amir Coffey, to me, is a better player than Derrick Jones Jr. He's a better all-around player than Derrick Jones Jr., right? Or let me say it this way. He fits with the Clippers and what they want to do with Kawhi more than Derrick does. Derrick he may give you one dunk on a fast break. Whoop-de-doo. I mean, okay, you're 6'10". I mean, you want a cookie? He may get a steal here or there. Okay, whoop-de-doo. It's the NBA. And he may, if he's on a good shooting night, he may give you 2 or 3 threes, and that's like asking for a lot. And so a lot of times teams are looking at guys with the name on the back of their jerseys compared to how do guys fit. Like, I want the best fit, right? OKC went out and got Hornstein. Great fit. You know what I'm saying? They went out and got Caruso. Great fit, right? Not so-called just go get the best player available. And so I got to look at the Clippers and question their basketball acumen, bro.
Yeah. Man, I got to agree, Max. I think so what other option would you get? Because you said Kuminga would be somebody you could say you can get better options. So who else would you look at?
So there's a guy out there who has a team option as well. I'm not sure if they're going to pick it up. I don't think they are, but they may restructure the deal. It's a guy that you guys visited a few years ago and you guys didn't pull the trigger. And this isn't a sexy pick, but a guy like Fred VanVleet, bro, a point guard who can, you know what I'm saying? The only thing about Fred is that he's a volume shooter, but he's not an efficient shooter nowadays. But he can get hot, and he played well the last 4 games versus the Warriors. But he's not a guy who is ball dominant, right? He can run your offense. He can get you some assists, but he can also stretch you out, and he's not going to pout. He's not going to moan. He's not going to complain if he's not the one initiating. He can play off the ball. He can play on the ball. I guess what I'm trying to say is he's a little bit more versatile than James Harden. And to me, I mean, he's just as good of a shooter because they both are not efficient at all for the most part. But a guy like Fred, I mean, man, it's tough because like who's giving up a decent player for James? I mean, obviously Kuminga, right? Yeah, man. Because I'm not sure the Clippers need just like a bona fide point guard. Like, I mean, can't they do it by committee, or you want them to get like a bona fide? He's a point guard and he can facilitate.
I like Fred VanVleet. That's a nice pick. Yeah, he won a championship in Toronto with Kawhi Leonard, so they have familiarity. And he's a good leader. He's like a Kyle Lowry. Like, you know what I'm saying? I would love to have him type of player. He's gonna play both ends of the court. Yeah, like he ain't backing down from nobody. He ain't gonna like you say, he might be inefficient, but I take an inefficient, aggressive player rather than an efficient, non-aggressive player. Right. That does nothing for you.
Nobody's never questioned Fred VanVleet and said he's scared of the moment. You know what I'm saying? He may miss some shots. He may not play well, but we've never said, damn, Fred, like, is a moment too big? We've never said that, bro.
Too.
Yeah, we never said that. But I'm trying to landscape the league, and I'm trying to think of guys.
That too. I'm gonna tell you right now, you better go to Portland. Jeremy Grant is sitting over there.
That's a great pick, bro. That's a great
Jeremy Grant will add a lot of value, and I bet that Denver I bet they wish they still had Jeremy Grant. Like, you know what I'm saying? Jeremy Grant can help you. Veterans like that. If you're looking at Boston, they can't afford to keep all them players over there. Porzingis might be available. You know what I'm saying? A stretch big who can defend the rim and help Zubac down there in the paint. That's gonna open up driving lanes for Kawhi later. Then, if you do get a Kuminga, then guess what? He got wide open driving lanes. So it's however you want to spin it, bro.
I do think the backup center.
You get what I'm saying? So I don't know.
Yeah, I do think them getting a backup big is vital because they haven't got the injury bug with Zubac yet, and I mean not to say yet, but it could happen, and so you want to make sure that you're secure behind him. But yeah, I mean, like there's a lot of good role. Listen, the Clippers don't need to go get a star. Just go get a couple good role players who fit what you're trying to do, and then just take your chances from there. You know, I'm looking at teams like, you know, Brooklyn, right? If you can go get a Cam Thomas, right? I mean, like there's moves to be made out here, right? And so, I mean, yeah. So I don't know, man. But I think Harden's player option and the fact that he can dictate where he wants to go if a trade is on the table, and we know how stubborn he is, right? I can see him do the same thing that Bradley Beal did. No, I ain't going there. Therefore, you're not going to trade me there because I'm going to tell a team I'm not going to sign there. And so I just think that, you know, like you got to be cautious, Leezy, of moves you make prior years that's going to affect you a few years down the line. And we're seeing it right now with this team because that player option, like the ball's in Harden's court now, right? It just is. And so, I mean, he's gonna be able to dictate some things on his term, and I just hate that that's the fact because the Clippers need to get away from him immediately. He's not a winning player, and I've heard certain writers and certain people around the Clippers, like they don't call this shit out, bro. I'm like, y'all around this shit, and y'all defend this, and y'all give excuses, and
talking about law. You talking about law? Man, you talking about law?
I don't want to say. I mean. Listen, I mean, I got called spade, DJ, and I mean, I know but, you know, like,
bro.
I'm not giving credit for a guy playing well during the season because Kawhi missed some time and Powell missed some time, and James Harden was third team and he was an all-star. So what? Like we're giving credit for things that he's supposed to do. I'm not doing that, bro. The ultimate measuring stick is May and June, and what you do in a 7-game series when the stakes get high. That's how I judge you, bro. I don't judge you off of Valentine's Day game on a Tuesday night versus the Kings and you scored 50 points and okay, you want a cookie? I mean, so what? Like, I need you to show up in game 7 versus the Denver Nuggets. That's what I need, bro.
Right.
Yeah, man.
And y'all still got Norman, right? Is Norman locked in?
He got one more year.
He got one more year.
But,
I would trade him, bro.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
That's a great trade piece right there, too. I would trade him.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I would trade him.
Norm is just it's hard. It's a tricky one because it's like you gotta have that conversation with him. Like, okay, so you're not the second guy, bro. You might have to go back to the bench, but how do you break that to him?
Right.
I don't know if you can break that to him. Knowing him, bro, he's gonna push back.
Ego, bro.
Pride. Yeah.
That's what it is.
I give Powell grace though. I give Norman Powell, Leezy, a little bit more grace because he was in a tough spot, right? We knew once Kawhi came back, and I said this on multiple occasions, like the pecking order was going to change, and guys are going to be affected. So what Powell was used to getting his shots up, he knew where they're coming from before Kawhi came back. It was going to be a different story when Kawhi came back, and guess what? It was. And he never quite got his bearings underneath him. He had a couple good games in between there, but you saw him, bro. Like, it's like he didn't show it on the court, but I can only imagine his mental was kind of like, damn, bro, like I didn't average 20-something points and carry this team, and y'all just going to do me like now, James. It's just, you know, it was weird because I feel him, but Powell, it's not about you, bro. Like, Monty Ginobili could have averaged probably 25 a game, bro, but hey, Pop, bring me off the bench. Let me run the second unit. I'm going to close out fourth quarters.
Like
And
Russ
I'm
did.
going right. You feel me? I mean, so it's about winning. It's not about self-preservation. Like, you're not a star player. And before you go, Lazy, you think Norman Powell thought he was better than what he was on some occasions?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It
He for
showed.
sure thought he was,
Like, you
bro.
know what I'm
He
saying? It
thought he was
showed.
that nigga, man.
Yeah.
He got in his feelings when he didn't get that All-Star.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
And he should have been an all-star, bro, honestly. And he should have been an
Should have been an
all-star.
all-star for the first time.
He should have been an
Yeah,
all-star, bro. I don't think James Harden should have been all-star over him. I don't think so.
Right.
That's
Not
just
in
my
my
opinion.
opinion.
Yeah, he shouldn't have been.
James Harden had a stronger second half of the season, but Norman Powell had a very strong first half of the season. So
yeah,
but it's just you're going off of the name though. Like it's
absolutely, bro.
I don't feel like LeBron James and Steph Curry should have made a second All NBA team. It's
that's crazy,
players
bro.
that was deserving to them.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Deserving more of them. Come on, man.
And
politics.
And check this out. Knowing how Powell was operating after he got snubbed,
mm-hmm.
I was looking for Harden to come out and say, "Hey, man, like I appreciate the All-Star selection, but there's a guy on my team over here named Norman Powell. I thought you should have made it. I thought somebody in the organization should have spoke up at a press conference after a game somewhere where Powell felt like, okay, they got my back. And I don't feel like nobody on the Clippers did that. You know what I'm saying? Enough. If they did, I missed it. But James should have said, hey, man, like, thank you, but nah, like, Powell should be on this team, bro. Like, we've been missing our best player, and y'all see what he's been doing? You got guys on this team who hasn't been doing what he's doing. Why are they on the team for? And so it's just little things like that, bro, that give guys a little confidence and kind of make them understand. But, yeah, Powell was in his feelings, bro. Yeah, I can see that.
Kawhi was like before it happened, he was like he's like, oh, it's politics, it'd be hope to get both of them in, but y'all know how it's politics. He's basically telling Norm, bro, you're not getting in.
Yeah, for sure. Without saying it. Yeah. Bro, I know Kawhi go to bed, bro. Like, man, I can't stand this nigga James Harden, bro. Like I can only imagine Kawhi's conversations with his friends at home. And again, I'm assuming that this is all speculation, but I can only imagine, Leezy. He'd probably like, dude, get this dude away from me. Get this dude away from me, bro. Yeah.
Bro,
crazy.
That's funny.
James Harden is selfish, and he's selfish as hell, blood.
Yep.
If you look at all the players, bro, that don't have no siblings, bro, those are the most selfish individuals in the world, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, does James Harden have any sisters, any brothers? Like, you could tell the motherfuckers who got who come from a long family tree, bro, because they're used to.
He has a brother.
You feel me? It's not always about them all the damn time. Like, that's why we love Steph. So Steph is the most selfless basketball player that we've seen in a long time, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
I agree with that.
it's just like, you know what I mean? I mean, even though that the reports come out like, oh, Steph Curry can't play with this player, that's coaching, in my opinion. That's not Steph. Like, you feel me? I don't think Steph is going to the damn GM and saying, oh, don't play Kuminga. Who would do something stupid like that? Like, you feel what I'm saying? It's just dumb.
Yeah.
But they're just trying to like market. They're trying to make it seem like Curry is going to be the scapegoat at the end, when it's really the coaching staff who's the one who's making these calls. Steph Curry's not going to the organization saying, oh, don't play this player, don't play that player. I mean, have you seen Brandon Podziemski play basketball? The dude is trash cans, bro. And he said, I want you to shoot even more threes than Steph Curry. Like, make it make sense, bro. That makes no sense at all. They tell that man to shoot 11 threes in a playoff game. What? Just crazy as hell, bro. So the Clippers, bro, they have that curse on them that like we've seen teams, Cleveland before they broke it, the Chicago Cubs and all these other teams.
So Leezy, 2 times Deuce is on here, and he wrote me in the chat, said my takes are horrible because he's about to defend James Harden, bro. Go ahead, Deuce.
Man, I don't even want to go over this revisionist history, man. James Harden was a great player for this year. For us this year, spoon feed a lot of these guys out here, and all these guys turned down in the playoffs.
So you feel like y'all win a championship? Was it James Harden?
Yep, I do.
So why didn't he show up in Game 7 then?
No,
If he felt so strong?
I thought he did show up. How
many shots he took? How many shots?
7. How many?
Okay. Hold on. Is James Harden Hall of Fame first ballot Hall of Fame
player? No. In context, how many assists did he have? How many more wide open shots the guys missed from his passes? So we're not
How many?
Like, oh, James
Harden. How many?
You tell me. I can count off the top of my head 7. 7.
So how many points? How many points that would have generated, and how many points did you lose by?
7. They were all open threes. What 7 times 3 is 24?
It's 21, bro. What's wrong with you?
That's how I know you don't know what the hell you're talking about, because you don't even know what 7 times 3 is, bro. So
come on,
bro. You just killed your own damn. Bro, you sound like James Harden right now. Come on, bro. You sound like James Harden.
Man said 24.
Oh my
Go ahead,
God.
man.
21.
8 times 3 is 24, bro. Get it straight, okay? Not 7.
Okay, so guys missed open shots. That was Game 7. I don't remember what happened in Game 6.
He took 20 plus shots in Game 6. He took 20 plus shots in Game 6. So why didn't he take 20 plus shots in Game 7 when the offense was bogged down?
Their Game 7 adjustment. Their Game 7 adjustment was what you call it?
What was the adjustment?
Double him with the press him 94 feet.
Okay,
double
he ain't seen that
him
before.
When he got it.
All right.
He ain't seen that before. I mean,
well, I didn't finish the statement though.
Okay.
No, go ahead.
Once he collapsed the defense, they had 6 hands around him. He passed the ball to open guys. Guys make or miss.
Guess what? You know what you just described to me? He's not a great player.
Right.
Who gives a fuck if you're double and triple team? Nigga, figure it out. That's what you're a Hall of Famer for, bro. What are you talking about?
I don't see nobody shooting over double teams no more, bro.
Because he can't shoot over double teams. It's either a dribble penetration or a step back 3. He has no in between game and no post game at a 6'6" guard.
Saying that as a guy who's been having the all 3 level scoring all game, all of a sudden Norman Powell, he can't catch the ball, he can't dribble, he can't make a little mid-range floater. All of a sudden, bro, we want to blame James Harden.
We don't.
The biggest part of this
Norman Powell isn't the all-star. He isn't the motherfucking max player on the team. He isn't a top 75 talent. He isn't a Hall of Famer. What are we talking about? Norman Powell ain't never ran his own squad. Nigga, what you talking about, dude?
You niggas hate. Niggas so much,
you don't know basketball, bro. You sound like Kendrick Perkins and Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah, right. I know basketball. Kendrick Perkins knows basketball too. So what are you talking about?
Who?
All Kendrick Perkins knows basketball too.
Kendrick Perkins don't know shit either, nigga. What the fuck you talking
whatever. About? What the fuck you talking about, homeboy? Well, you can check this out. And you can sit here and blame all that shit on James Harden, but that 17-0 run in that third quarter,
points like he did in Game 6, nigga. That's all I want to know. Why didn't he score 26 points like he did in Game 6?
Listen to what I'm saying.
Right.
I'm answering
you ain't saying nothing, nigga.
You keep interrupting me, homeboy.
You ain't saying nothing, nigga.
You keep interrupting me, homie. And this is what I'm talking about.
I need you to say something with some substantiality to it, nigga. What are you saying, bro?
Blood keep interrupting me. I'm like, can I speak my statement without you fucking saying something?
Go ahead. You got it.
Okay. In that third quarter, when the game was still in balance, we had 5 straight turnovers that led to a 17-0 run. 3 by Norman Powell, 2 by Zubac. And that was a fucking game. Them bitch ass niggas turned it down. James Harden passing the ball to these dudes, getting the ball off, getting the guys to their spots. Shit he been doing all year, and these niggas give up the ghost, let go of the fucking rope like that. I don't want to hear shit about James Harden, dog.
Has James Harden ever went to an NBA Finals outside of OKC as a bench player?
I can't wait until James Harden's very involved in that OKC run. See, that's what you don't know about.
And then what happened when he got to the finals? What happened?
Mike Miller got hot and saved LeBron James' ass. So
Right.
it doesn't matter.
You deflect too much, bro. It's everybody else's fault and not James Harden. You don't hold
But
niggas accountable,
you
bro.
want to blame James
You
Harden,
don't
you want to
hold
blame a bench
nobody
player.
accountable,
You
nigga.
want to blame a six-man player.
It's the teacher's fault why
This
you got
where
bad
the
grades,
hate
nigga.
comes in.
It's everybody
This where the
else's
hate
fault,
comes
nigga. What are
in.
you talking
You want
about,
to
bro?
blame a six-man player for a finals loss. You want to blame the six-man.
But you
fuck
giving the
out of
nigga
here,
credit, though, for why they got to the finals, though. But you ain't gonna hold him
No,
accountable
I
why
said
he
he was
wet
a
the
part of
bed when
it.
he got to
I
the
said he
finals,
was a
though.
part of it.
Come on,
I
bro.
said he was a part of
I
it. I
can't
give
talk
him
real
credit.
basketball with you no
I know
more.
you can't talk real quick when you got bias. It's
Because
all
you
good.
sound like a
You niggas
LeBron
got
James
bias,
jockstrap sniffer, nigga, for James Harden.
you niggas
What are
on
you
some
talking about?
motherfucking narrative,
You don't
ESPN
know
narrative said
basketball,
you
blood.
niggas
You
don't
don't know
watch the
nothing
game.
about basketball, my nigga.
Man,
Nothing. Not
man,
zero.
you niggas, all right,
You
that's
don't
cool.
even know what
I
7
got
times 3
championships under
is,
my
nigga.
belt.
Shut the hell up talking to me, bro.
I got
You don't
championships
even
under
know
my
what you're
belt.
talking about. You can't even
I
count
got
straight, nigga,
championships.
let
I
alone
got
walk straight
championships on
or
my
think
bed.
straight, nigga.
I
What are
got
you talking about?
championships under my bed. So it don't matter.
I know. It
Basketball
do matter.
championship.
You sound like
So
James
it don't
Harden. Oh,
matter.
it don't matter. It don't matter that I
Yeah.
done took 7 shots. It don't matter.
Yeah.
Jimmy
When I
Butler
was
that I
doing my
took 7
job.
shots. And you
When
supposed
he
to be
was doing his
playoff Jimmy,
job.
but I come out
When he
here and
was
want to
doing his
pass the
job.
ball to garbage
When he was
niggas, though,
doing his
and
job, when he was
expect them
doing
to
his job
bail
for
me out,
all
though.
year. You niggas got biases, bro. For real. You niggas
Hey,
got biases, and that's it.
just
You
go
niggas ain't
study
no
the
worse than
game a
Skip
little bit
Bayless.
more, bro.
You niggas ain't no
You'll
worse than
understand.
Skip
Just go
Bayless,
study the
homie.
game.
All you niggas want to
Turn
do is hate on niggas
ESPN
and
off,
shit.
nigga.
You niggas
Turn
don't want to
Fox
hate on.
Sports and
Yeah, all you
ESPN
niggas
off,
want to do
bro,
is
and go
no,
study
this
the
y'all niggas
game,
sound
nigga.
right. This
Go
is y'all
study the
niggas sound
game,
right.
bro. Go
You don't
study
talk
the
about the
game.
nuances of the game, bro. Like you niggas
Go
don't understand
study
what's
the
going
game,
on.
my nigga. That's all I'm
I know
asking you
you're
to do.
gonna study the game.
You got to
You're
go
gonna
back to
study
the
the game.
laboratory and study the game. Just go do your homework.
Sound
That's
like
all.
ESPN. You sound like ESPN and Fox Sports, not me.
Hey,
Let me
guess what? The Clippers trash because of fan base like you,
No,
nigga.
oh yeah, right.
let me go to Bruce and let me go to Taz after, man. What's good, Bruce?
What's up, BJ? What's up, everybody? Hope you guys are good. Well, you sound good. You guys were thirsty for the panel. James Harden is a good player in the regular season, but he's a bench player in the playoff. Defending James Harden is definition is of insanity. How many times we're gonna let James Harden tell us that he's not that guy, right? How many times we're gonna rely on somebody who doesn't want to be the guy? He wants to be the guy when everything is ready for him. I mean, if you're a great player create opportunities for his teammates, for the team to win. The assist, those are empty calories. James Harden only brings empty calories, and you can see it on his face. So if James Harden is on the Clippers, Clippers are still cursed. I thought the Clippers were not going to be cursed because it's going to be a new building. But the team is still cursed because we have a virus in the team. I didn't say anything about James Harden all season because he helped the team get in the playoff. But to be a great player, that's why I don't call everybody a superstar. James Harden is not a superstar. Superstar delivers. James Harden never delivers. That's what I have to say.
Strong sentiments, Bruce. Strong sentiments. Let me go to my man Taz. What's good, Taz?
What's going on, BJ? Salute to the panel, man. Salute to the Pull Up Basketball Podcast, bro. Just to answer the question right off the rip, bro. I think he's still gonna be here next year. Lawrence Frank, we know, and Tyloo, we both know them to be very headstrong on their decisions, whether they're right or they're wrong. So, I'm not really expecting to see James Harden in another jersey next year. But they're definitely some great options. I have to lean more to what Mass is saying. I do think the Clippers have enough. You just need to have somebody that's able to play make on a different level while being able to give you defense, and James Harden, he's just too stagnant with the ball. So it's It's a lot of options out there. One of mine was, hey, can y'all still hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, Taz, we can hear you.
All right, bet. My bad. Somebody was calling me. But yeah, man. Just going through and thinking, I think we give this league too much credit to Curry creating it, and not enough credit to James Harden establishing this entire 3-point situation this league is in right now. You know, because just going back and thinking about it, if you go and look at most of the guys that came up after James Harden and Curry both, it was not the Curry step backs that we saw often. It was the James Harden step backs that we saw. Like a lot of these guys have molded their game in the NBA to James Harden's style of play. And I'm not pleased with that at all, as we all understand, like the role players thinking that they can be like James Harden and just pulling step back threes in people's face and bricking them shits, dude. Like James Harden has caused quite a bit of confusion in the NBA. And I mean literal confusion. With his step back alone, when he first introduced it, it was confusing as fuck. I remember having arguments at the lunch table just trying to figure out if it's a fucking travel or not, dog. Like James Harden has just caused too much confusion in the NBA, and I don't know why any team would want to invite that kind of confusion inside of their organization, man. I would definitely want to get rid of James Harden. Like I said, I would bring in a Drew Holiday. I understand he's not a marquee name, but that's somebody that you could go out for, you know. Shit, Jeremy Grant was a excellent suggestion, in my opinion. That's the closest thing to a Pascal Siakam I think the NBA is gonna have for you. You know, so it's a lot of things that the Clippers should do, in my opinion. I just don't think they gonna do it at all. So yeah, that's all I got.
All right. So,
Man, this shit is propaganda, man. I swear to God, dog. Now James Harden, the reason the NBA is, man, get the fuck out of here, man. This is crazy, dog.
I mean,
You
just
sound like
look
James,
at the evidence, bro. Just look
it
at the
sound like
evidence.
James Harden is Trump. Y'all niggas treat James Harden like he's Trump or something. Man, get the fuck out of here, man.
Why you riding James Harden nuts so hard, bro?
Bro,
That's
I
my
don't think I'm riding
question.
his nuts. I like James Harden game. I think a nigga top 5 point shooting guard ever. So
Top 5
I
shooting
like his
guard
game.
ever.
Yep, top
And,
5.
I
Top
mean,
5.
if you want to talk about
Under,
scoring, that's a different
no,
conversation. But with top 5
player,
shooting guard ever,
player,
what, bro?
player.
Do you think Reggie Miller is a top 5 shooting guard?
Hell nah, bro.
I would take Reggie Miller 10 times over my other dude, over James Harden, dude. I'm
All
telling
right. I'm sorry, I wouldn't. I'm sorry, I wouldn't.
you. What the hell? This shit is
And
crazy.
Reggie Miller from Cali, from LA-ish, you know what I mean? Fucking with the homie. But nah, but he cut all that
Ray
shit.
Allen is way better than James Harden, nigga. Stop.
Sugar Ray didn't create how James Harden could. He didn't have a handlebar how James Harden do. I'm sorry, I don't agree with that. I love Sugar Ray.
Lord have
Sugar
mercy.
Ray and Mike Bibby got the best Jordans ever. Best
For
Jordan
what
PEs ever. So I
for
love
what I
Sugar Ray.
understand, you just praise the ability of James Harden's playmaking and scoring. Is that right?
Playmaking, scoring, handling, the way he can dissect the defense. He's
His
unguardable.
handling his handling ain't all that, honestly.
You
Anybody
crazy
can dribble
as
between
hell.
their legs that many
You
times in the
crazy as
NBA.
hell.
You should be able to
Niggas is
do that.
not. Niggas is not really.
It's
Niggas
his
have to
twitch
guard
and his
James Harden
first
from
step, which is
behind.
what's killer.
They came like
That
for
is
4 or
his
5
handles are
years.
not like that.
Where you have
It's
to
just like
guard James
Kawhi.
Harden from
Kawhi ain't
behind,
got
bro.
to smooth his handles, but
According to everything he said, it sounds like James Harden, a 5 times Finals MVP. I can't tell.
Well, championships are won by teams, not by players.
okay.
And
With that
James
in
Harden
mind,
hasn't
where would you
won
rank
not
him in
one of them
clutchness?
championships on none of the teams that he's been on. So
Yep. Okay.
Where do you rank him
He
in
didn't have a
clutchness?
championship team. I could dig that. He didn't have a championship team.
No. Where do you rank him in clutchness though? Like, is he a top 5 clutch shooting
In
guard of
clutch,
all time? Is that a fair assessment?
Hold on, Taz. Hey, Taz.
okay,
He just said Harden had no.
you can demote him and you can bring him down a couple of runs because of he hasn't been clutch. I guess you guys can say.
But why'd you
I
just say
don't
that Harden
necessarily
didn't
agree with that.
teams?
I don't necessarily agree with that.
Hey, Deuce. Why do you just say that Harden ain't been on no championship teams, but you picked the Clippers this season to win the championship? Make it make sense, bro.
But he didn't win the
You can't make this shit up, Leezy. No championship teams, Taz, but he picked the Clippers this year to win the championship.
Hey, I'm pretty sure Philly was a championship team
Kawhi
too.
Leonard for not winning. I mean, you blame James Harden for not winning the championship.
Yeah, to Game 7, hell yeah. Like, what the fuck? Like, why are we still debating that shit, man? The dude put up 8 shots.
I don't think
what kind of shit is
Game
that?
7 was his fault. I don't think Game 7 was his fault. He didn't have fucking 5 straight turnovers.
Bro, I will agree with you. It's not just his fault, but he
didn't have.
But he is the bulk of the reason, bro.
A 17 overall. A 17
and what does a
overall.
great point guard do? If a great point guard is great, he's going to read the room, the best in the room, bro. Like, he's going to be able to understand, I need to be attacking right now. No.
We were running our plays, and you guys turned the ball with 5 straight.
Man, James Harden is only good when motherfuckers is clapping ass for him, bro. This shit is crazy.
Hey, y'all
bro.
niggas are down 30 with their 5 straight turnovers. Stop it. Stop blaming 5 straight turnovers against the reason why y'all lost.
That's how we got down
20 points.
That's how we got down 30. No, we wasn't.
You were down 20. You were down 20.
We wasn't. No, we was down 11, and them niggas turned the ball. Kawhi hit the 3 right out of the third quarter. This is the beginning of the fucking third quarter. Kawhi hit the 3 in the corner, and these niggas turned the ball over 5 straight fucking times. 5 straight times. Nobody has no heart. Nobody can grab. Zubac let Westbrook take the ball from him 2 times in a row.
So where was James Harden when all this was going on? Where was James Harden?
He was facilitating. The guys who were open. Facilitating the guys who are open. Running our offense. That's the worst thing to do. That is the worst thing to do when the team is running on you, bro. They're trying to play hero ball. That is the worst thing to do. That is the worst thing to do when a team is running on you to try to play hero ball. Check up shots and people stick you 2 or 3 times. That is the worst thing to do. Basketball expert.
Okay. Again, why did they have so many damn turnovers if he's the facilitator? That means he has the ball in his hands, right?
Bro, did you watch the fucking game? No, probably not. Okay, so when he's passing the ball, Norman Powell, when he's coming off a double fucking screen, he's coming off a double screen, the shit he do all fucking season, the top of the key, the drive to shoot the 3 or the drive. And he's bouncing the ball off his fucking foot. He's fucking fumbling the ball out of bounds.
Okay.
Like, how was that James Harden's fault?
A couple plays that happened, bro. That doesn't decide the game. 3 possessions don't decide the game, nigga.
Possessions, bro.
You still gotta go play defense after that, dummy. What are you talking about?
Bro, you talking about live ball turnovers, fucking leading the open threes and shit. Like, what are you?
How many turnovers James Harden had, bro?
I think 1 or 2.
How many minutes did he play?
What did we played 28 minutes, I think.
Damn. With 8 shots?
Damn.
And played 28 minutes? Get your weak ass up out of here, nigga. You can't play for my team. That's no production. No production.
You crazy as fuck.
So the assist
don't mean nothing. The assist don't mean nothing. Spoon feed niggas how you be doing all season. And all of a sudden, niggas can't make a shot. Niggas can't hold the ball. Zubac getting punked by Westbrook. Powell getting punked by Westbrook. Get the fuck out of here, dog. It's James Harden. What? I don't know what game y'all niggas watching. I watch every dribble, every fucking game. Niggas want to blame James Harden.
Like I said, bro, it's a lot of blame to go around. It
So,
definitely is.
oh,
But
so
James
Kawhi needs to
Harden
blame
definitely
too.
deserves
Kawhi needs to
quite a
blame too.
bit.
Aaron Gordon
And
was cooking in that.
bruh, you got to understand, you talking to the person that the first thing I said about that game was blaming Kawhi Leonard. Because some things that I did want Kawhi to do that game that he didn't do. But at the same time, he put up the shots. You can't get too mad at a motherfucker that's out there trying.
so
Like,
does
what the
Deuce?
fuck?
Yeah.
So does
Well, what
Deuce
about the
want
shots he was
Harden
giving
back?
up? What
So,
about the shots he was giving up?
so Deuce, do you want James Harden back this season?
Absolutely. I don't think nobody better than him.
Woohoo! Boy, I tell you, man. Hey, Bruce, you're right, Bruce. The definition of insanity, bro, is this. This is
You
crazy.
actually crazy.
Fluke
You niggas
skills.
think Fred VanVleet
Fluke
is
skills.
better than James Harden? Get the fuck out of here, bro.
What's
The
going on, Steve?
liability on defense. He's
What
crazy.
it do, family?
Fred
Now,
VanVleet.
nigga, Fred VanVleet defense is 12 times better than James
You
Harden.
crazy
Nigga. You're
as fuck,
tripping.
nigga.
You're
You
tripping.
crazy as fuck. A 6 foot tall nigga on the West is gonna get
Hey, guess
abused.
what? How many points did Christian Brown and Russell Westbrook have when James Harden was the primary defender? Christian Brown ate James Harden up. Shut up, nigga.
Man, Christian Brown was shooting wide open shots, bro. Cause we don't believe he can shoot.
Because James Harden was guarded. That's why.
Did you
Yeah,
watch the
that
game?
man,
No, you
Deuce
didn't.
Time should be
Nobody
ashamed
was
of
picking that
himself,
nigga
man.
when he was shooting the ball. Well, nobody
Man should
picking
be
that nigga when he
ashamed of
was shooting.
himself. This man,
Oh,
oh
Westbrook.
yeah, defending James Harden. You should be ashamed of yourself, dog.
No, I'm not ashamed of shit. I
Man,
watched
you
it
should be
though.
ashamed of yourself, dog. We
Christian
all
Brown
watched
and
it.
Westbrook was shooting wide open shots. That's why they're fucking making them.
Okay.
Okay,
And what about
OKC didn't get
and what about the
them
previous
wide
year?
open shots.
What about the
What?
previous year? What about the other game sevens that he just was a no show? What's your
I'm talking
excuse for
about
them
this
game
year.
sevens?
We can't talk
Shit,
about
we
the
talking
other
about
one.
every
Let's talk
game.
about what we doing. No.
Hey, but here's the thing. They all in the past, Deuce Time. They all in the past. They all in the past.
I'm talking about the Clippers, nigga. Fuck that.
I could say let's talk about the Clippers then.
Yeah,
Bro,
let's talk about
Game
Clippers,
6
homie.
last year.
let's talk about the Clippers then. Because he was trash as hell. He was trash as hell in game 7.
Game 6, he can't even fucking shoot the ball. I'm talking about Paul George's ass.
And why James Harden bitch ass didn't show up to the press conference? What's your excuse for that? What's your excuse to him being a little coward and not showing up to the press conference? What's your excuse for that?
Who cares about that? I don't care about that shit. Fuck
I bet you don't. I bet you don't care about it. I bet you don't care about him being a little bitch and not showing up to the post conference. That shit mean everything. That shit mean everything. What does that say to the teammate? Imagine him coming back next season trying to preach to the teammates how they need to be dedicated. Imagine the teammates next year. Ain't nobody gonna be listening. Bro, ain't nobody gonna be listening to that dude. Ain't nobody gonna take him serious. Nobody gonna take him serious, dog.
Get the fuck off of ESPN. No one cares about the fucking media. These niggas are the media now. They
what does media have to do with this nigga not showing up and explaining why he was a no-show? Hey, bro, first of all, I never said nothing about me. I said why he didn't show up to the press conference to answer questions.
What are you talking about then, nigga?
It's exactly what I'm saying, bro. Why didn't he show up?
The media. No one cares about the media, bro. These niggas
hey, but he cares when he has a good game though, right? We can't keep the camera on his face when he have a good game though, right? Bro. Exactly, bro. You just make excuses for sorry ass James Harden not showing up. That's what you do. That's what you do. You get on here and make excuses. That's what you do, dog.
Me saying that James Harden is a quitter and he's not a winner has nothing to do with the media. I see it with my own eyes.
Thank you, bro.
He's a disappear.
But here's the thing, Bruce. You ain't got to explain this to you. You don't have to explain this to Deuce Time. He knows everything that you saying, Bruce. He knows this, but yet he still gets on here and caps for James Harden like this dude wasn't a no-show. So what's your definition of a quitter then? That's what I want to know. Explain that to me.
Because when James Harden he has to win a game, he said deuces. Maybe when he has to.
What about game? Did he do that game?
When he has to go,
game 6 was a must win.
Hey, that was smooth as hell, Bruce.
When he has to,
smooth as hell.
Did he do that game 6?
When he has to do post game.
None of you niggas said. I remember in the early in the season, y'all niggas talking about benching the niggas, and he heard y'all niggas, and he scored 50 points on Detroit. So y'all niggas be over here just trying to y'all got biases, bro. He heard that shit. Them niggas listen to this shit, bro. And that nigga heard y'all talking about bench this nigga. And he came out and scored 50 points the next motherfucking day. So I don't want to hear that
Can
shit.
you
Nigga, like, you niggas is crazy.
can you address when he says deuces to scoring for when the team needs him? Can you
What
address
about
when he
game
says
6?
deuces
Did he
when he needs
say
to talk
deuces
to the
game
press?
6? Did he say deuces game 6?
Hey, I hope
What
that
about
nigga
game
hear this
We
7?
too.
needed
Hey,
What
James
about game
Harden, nigga,
7?
to
you
win the
suck.
series. We needed game
James Harden,
7.
you weak as fuck, nigga. You'll never win a championship, weak ass
Yeah,
nigga. I hope you hear that too, nigga.
what about game 7? You know, so you want to talk about game 6. Game 7 was the one
No.
that was important. We needed him to show up. What was
Game
he in
6
game
was
7?
game 6 was elimination game too.
But game 7 is when we needed him.
We needed them both games.
Okay, and we
And
got him
thank
for
you.
one
And he
game,
didn't
but
show
what
up
about
either.
game
And
7?
we
What about game
needed
7?
Norman
He didn't
Powell.
show
We
up.
needed
That's
Norman
just being
Powell game 6.
inconsistent, dog.
He didn't show up
We
too.
needed
But
Norman Powell game 6 and 7 too. And he didn't show up game 7 either.
He didn't show up. He didn't show up either.
We needed Zubac game 6 and 7.
But he wasn't the necessarily designated second option. James Harden, that was supposed to be his job. He was supposed to be the second option.
Man, Norman Powell's the second option, bro.
Man, stop it, bro. He was the second option the first half of the season, but after he got injured, he was no longer the second option. So stop saying that. He was not the second option.
He was, bro. He was still getting
No, he
shots.
was not, bro. No, he was not, bro. He was not the
That's
second
what I'm talking
option.
about. How you niggas don't watch the game. He was still getting his shots. His ass was clinking. That's what happened. He only had 1 30-point game. He was still getting his shots. But he was missing.
Okay.
So, Deuce, how much blame you give James Harden?
We went through this before, bro. I said 30%.
You give him
So
more
what
blame than Kawhi?
What?
You give him more blame than Kawhi?
Nah, I don't.
You know, I'm actually cool. I'm
How?
actually cool with the 30%, only because like if we breaking it down from a whole team aspect, I think you gotta give shit T. Lue and
Norman Powell, 80% of the blame.
I ain't gonna say 80%, but you definitely gotta give T. Lue at least 40%, 50%, because like he condoned this style
Or
of
is
play
that
all
80%?
season long.
There's 30 and 80. It's like 110. I mean, what?
I give Harden about 30%. I give Kawhi about 20%. I give fucking T. Lue about 40%, and then Lawrence Frank, I give him about 10%. It's enough blame to go around. I think we could point the fingers at a lot of
Is that
motherfuckers.
100%?
Yeah, that's like 100%.
Yeah, that's 100. Yeah.
All right.
I mean, they all get blamed. Now, I'm not saying James Harden getting all the blame. I'm just saying the style of play that he had been playing the whole season, like that shit should have been checked. And when Kawhi came back, the pecking order should have been redefined. The ISO ball should have been kept at a minimal. It's so many things that we all saw that was gonna go wrong, and then it just all manifested in the game 7. Everything that we have been saying all season just came true in game 7.
Was James Harden in game 7 mode? He was like in regular season game 1 mode. You're not desperate. You're supposed to be desperate in game 7. Even if you miss, that's fine. He wasn't playing desperate. He was like, okay, it's fine. I'll live another day. I'll just go to LA, you know.
That's the problem. That's the problem we have with it, though, Bruce. I had said that before too. I told you. I was like, when we playing a team that's gonna allow James Harden to get off and he go for his 40 or 50, he ain't gonna pass the ball there. It's gonna be ISO crazy. He gonna be selfish with who he pass the ball to, because that's an easy team and they allow him to do what he wants. But the second we play a team who actually gonna throw some defenders at him and make it difficult, he gonna become a facilitator. He gonna become a passer. He gonna go ghost, and it's gonna be all about assists. And that's exactly what he did.
If you love someone, if you're a fan of someone, you have to be fair when the person failed. James Harden failed. You know, if it's your ego, it's your being insane, saying James Harden play well. Assist? Really? Assist? Are we serious now?
That's the only thing he can point to, Bruce.
Yeah.
The
Zubac
only
had
defense
14
James Harden
rebounds.
has is his beard against his face. So
Zubac had 14 rebounds. Am I talking about that?
I agree. That's why, bro, it's hard for me to take him serious, bro. Because like to Bruce's point, like he just made, it's one thing he come on here and say, "Hey, man, James Harden didn't have a good game. He could have been better at this, and that." But I also want to point the finger over here and point the finger over here. He come on here saying it's fucking Norman Powell fault. It's Zubac fault. It's my fault. It's everybody else's fault except for the man who had the ball in his hand most of the time. It's everybody else's fault but his fault. Like that to me, that's just delusion. Like everybody watched the game. We all saw who didn't show up. Like it wasn't just James Harden. It was also Norman Powell. He was also shot jacking. But shit, you being the second option of the team, how many times you gonna pass the ball to a guy and they passing it back to you, or they not making shots, or they taking bad shots? At some point, you being the second option, they got to kick in, and you got to be like, okay, I need to score the basketball. We never saw that. We never saw him being aggressive. We didn't see any of that in Game 7. He was strictly a facilitator and a passer. That's all he was, and that's not what we needed him to be. And you don't have to be a fucking basketball savant to know that we needed him to score the basketball in Game 7. That's what we needed.
I mean, how many times he lose in Game 7? Are we gonna not blame everybody else?
No, Skills is spot on, bro. Skills is spot on because in Game 7, the offense was bogged down. You guys needed points, and so him getting 13 assists, that was not what was required in Game 7. We needed Harden to understand the moment, understand what's required, and go back and turn and flip that switch and become a scorer. Like win your individual matchup. I'm not saying playmaking is not important, Skills, but there needs to be a balance, right? Like the defense can't play you one way in a Game 7. And so James Harden, in my opinion, he let Denver off the hook. He stopped being aggressive. Like, where was the floater? Where was him playing downhill? It ain't like Denver
exactly.
It's not like Denver has elite interior shot blocking. Like he can get to the rim anytime he wants to, it seems like. So what are you doing? Like playmaking, hey, Skills, you're spot on, bro. He played because he can say, you know what? I got my 13 assists. It's not my fault. You feel me? That's what that was.
Exactly. And see, the problem that we have, Miles, is we probably would have been okay even if he took the shots but missed the shot. He only had 8 shot attempts. That's unacceptable, bro. Like, bro, if he ended that game with 10 points, but he went, you know what I'm saying, he had 21 shot attempts or 19 shot attempts and 10 assists, I'm going to be like, damn, his shots just weren't falling. We know it's a make or miss league. He just wasn't making shots, but he was being aggressive. He was trying, but my mouth would be closed, bro. I wouldn't say anything. I'll be like, it just wasn't our night. But, bro, to come there and have 8 shot attempts,
I would have been pissed if he came out there checking a bunch of shots.
But you're not pissed that he didn't take no shot.
But
you're not pissed that he took no shot.
He was up there chucking shots and clanking when he ain't been doing that shit all fucking year. I would have been pissed about that shit.
Hey,
how you get 50 points if you're not chucking shots, though? How you get 50 if you're not chucking points? You were just talking about his 50-point game. You just talking about 50-point game.
Malik Beasley said he was the easiest nigga to guard in the league, and he went and showed him he wasn't.
Bro, how do you get 50 points if you're not chucking up shots and taking shots?
He's not chucking up shots. He was going one-on-one, bro. It's a difference
what you saying, Miles? I'm done listening to you.
Shots.
Hey, Skills.
There's a difference between chucking shots,
when James
shots and going one-on-one, bro. It's a big difference.
It's not about him chucking shots or, like you said, make or miss. But don't you think that a defense has to play the Clippers different if James is being aggressive, make or miss, right? Like, I'm giving the defense something else to think about. Rather than they know, oh, today James is being passive. He's looking to playmate. Doesn't that change everything, Skills?
It does, bro. It changes the whole defensive scheming because now you got to switch things up from what you thought it was going to be. You know, now this is what I will say, though, Ma. This is what I will say. Kawhi, I want Kawhi to be listening to me when I say what I'm about to say. This upcoming season, he needs to prove something to me. And the reason that I'm saying that, you know, I know that he's been dealing with health issues. I know that, you know, he took half of this past season off to get his body right, but he ended this season healthy for the most part. So I'm expecting him to come back next season and show me why I need to know can he still be, you know, relied on as a number one option that can get you to the postseason and give you a deep playoff run.
For more than one game.
I need him to come and show me that this upcoming season. It should be no excuses. You're going to have a full off season to get your body right. You should be here next season. We got the formula down. You're not going to play back-to-backs. I'm okay with that. I'm cool if you don't play back-to-backs for the rest of your career. But I want you to come back next season and show me that you are still a number one option and you can lead a team to a deep playoff run, because right now that's in question. And I don't like that being in question, but it's a fair question to ask right now. So I need him to prove something to me this upcoming season. And especially if we're gonna continue to build this team and this franchise around you, you gotta show me something, because you played good this postseason run, And I still think you was the best player in that Denver series, and can't nobody prove to me otherwise. But it still wasn't the Kawhi that I'm used to seeing. It still wasn't an all-time great performance.
He's not a number one option anymore.
I don't think we have enough evidence to say that yet, though, Bruce. That's why this upcoming season is going to be the evidence that I need, quote unquote.
You're gonna say the same thing again. No, sir.
I'm gonna say the what?
You're gonna say he's gonna prove to you he's still number one option.
No, I'm saying he need to. I'm not telling you that he is or he isn't. I'm saying this is what I need to see for me to continue to say that he's a number one option. I can't hold the previous years when he got injured against him. I can kind of hold this year against him, but not really because he missed half of the season. But this upcoming season, it should be no excuse. I need him to show me that he's still a number one option. I'm not saying that he is. I'm just saying he needs to prove that he is, that he still is.
If he was truly a number one option, Harden leaving the team will be so fast. So fast.
Or you think Harden to leave if he proves that he's the number one option? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, if he was truly a number one option, like he
Well,
used to be.
well, the
Harden
problem
will
is this though, Skills. I mean, and Bruce has to me, a fair point. If Harden is on the roster, somebody has an echo. Is it me? Maybe it's me.
It may be me.
If Harden's on the roster, guys, then I mean, there's going to be a lot of moments where he's standing and watching, and I don't think no number one option should be doing that, right? Despite who's on the team, and so
I agree.
I don't know, man. So it's going to depend on what the Clippers do moving forward, bro. Not saying Kawhi. Listen, we know Kawhi's the best player, like we know that. But with James on the roster, Skills, you're telling the team, you're telling the players that it goes through James Harden because the ball's in his hands. Like, other than James Harden facilitating skills or dictating offense, what else can he do to impact winning? Nothing.
No, I agree with that 100%. But to me, that's why I feel like, that's where coaching comes into play. And I'm not a big fan of us bringing both of them back. Like, we bringing both of the problems back. We bringing T. Lue back and James Harden back. It's gonna be a repeat of the same. You know what I mean? But
Absolutely.
I will say this though, Mons, I got a question. For you and the panel, I guess would be like, now that we watched, because we won 7 games with Denver, right? And Denver, that same Denver team was good enough to push OKC to 7 games as well. So even with James Harden and T. Lue, were we that far off from being like an actual, championship contender this postseason?
No, we're not. We trade Powell. And we get something better for Powell, or maybe another star, and we're gonna be right back in the tournament again, looking for a championship.
And choke again, which is
well, I mean, when you lose in the first round 2 years in a row, then I can't put you in championship contention. I just can't do it. That Clippers have not made a deep postseason run in a while, and so
we only made one deep postseason run. Our whole existence.
That's my.
So what are you talking about?
Well, what are you talking about, bro? Because you're proving my point here. Like, no team who got beat in the first round 2 years in a row is nowhere near, to me, a championship caliber team. Not yet. You have to show me, bro. I don't go off of speculation or what could be. Nah, it don't work that way, bro. Now, Skills, to your question.
Agreed.
Now, Skills, to your question, I gotta be honest, bro. I think OKC presents different obstacles than Denver does, right? And so I know you took Denver 7, and then Denver took OKC 7. And I know styles make fights, but I don't know, because I'm not sure that you guys would have took OKC 7, in my opinion. I could be wrong, because OKC presents, bro. OKC don't have an open highway lane to the basket the way Denver does. OKC, they're pesky, they're handsy, they get steals. SGA is not going to let you off the hook. They get scoring.
I disagree with that.
They shoot the 3-ball well. They ain't got a Westbrook on their team, which means there's going to be 4 or 5 possessions where he just does dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't know. I mean, it's a fair question, Skill, but I can't answer that really.
Hey,
the reason I'm asking, because, like, my bad, just real quick, like, the reason I'm asking that is because, like, if OKC actually goes on to, like, win the championship, like, that they actually go ahead and beat whoever coming out of the East, they win the championship. I don't, true enough, styles do make fights, but, like, I've seen the matchup us against OKC, and we wasn't that far off when we played them throughout the season. The majority of those games was without Kawhi. We only played them one game with Kawhi, and that game came down to the wire. It was like a last couple of possession type game. Denver pushed them 7. I feel like we probably could have competed. I don't think we that far off. I just think we need a clear number 2 option, because I'm okay with James Harden having the ball in his hand, but that just can't be the only offense that we run. That has to be one of many different offenses that we run.
Skills, but we never got a chance to see OKC versus the Clippers to see if you guys were that close to them. We didn't see it in a 7-game series. I don't know.
And that's my thing, though, man. It's like y'all also got to flip the coin with OKC as well. OKC is just not this team that can't be beat. Like, they do lay down sometimes, man.
Nobody said that. But I mean,
I get what you're saying, but you said that that OKC basically has a team that it rises to the level. We don't know that shit. This is the first time with them being in the Western Conference Finals.
Well,
we're talking
but we're talking about this season, and we're talking about a historic defense. We're talking about the leading scorer. We're talking about that front line.
All right,
they have a front line. Hold on, Taz. They have a front line.
Talking, bro.
Yeah, I know. They have a front line which is defensively sound. They got 2 all-league defensive players, and we can argue that they can put some more guys on that first, second, and third team. They are a complete basketball team. Can they be beat? Of course they can be beat. I'm not saying they can't. I'm saying that the Clippers struggle to put the ball in the basket. They don't. Yeah. And they play defense better than Denver does. And they protect the rim better than Denver does.
That's what I disagree with. But, like, you're not taking into consideration when motherfuckers guard OKC as well. Like, they literally lay down. Like, yesterday is a good example. We ain't got to go too far, except for past yesterday. Did nobody on that team have 20 points?
In the series right now,
okay, bro, you're supposed to win your road games, bro. Come on now. You know basketball. That 2-0 don't mean shit in the 7-game series.
They still have a road game tomorrow to win. I mean, skills.
Yeah.
I mean, hold on, skills. OKC won games 1 and 2 at home. They lost game 3. Whoop-de-doo, bro. What? That's a measuring stick now? That they lost game 3? Whoop-de-doo.
No. My measuring stick, bro, is the simple fact that a team can lay the fuck down. We don't have evidence that they're just going to be this playoff riser like you're trying to assume that they are.
They are 2 games from the NBA Finals with a young team. They're the youngest team in the league, I think, right? So, I mean, what are you talking about, bro? Like, we're witnessing it right now in front of our eyes. What are you talking about, Taz?
Mass. That's cool. Have they got the job done?
I didn't say they got the job done.
So then stop bringing up 2 wins like that mean shit. And come on now, Mass. You should know more than that. Come on now, bro.
Hold on, bro. You're that stubborn that
they just got beat by 40 points, bro. They did the exact same thing to Minnesota that Minnesota just did to them. So 2 games do not mean shit, man. Come on now.
Hold on, Taz. You're that stubborn that you can't even give them credit for being 2 games in the finals, bro, and say they're having a great postseason run. You can't just say that.
I didn't say none of that. I'm saying you're the one that's bringing up the fact that they're going to be this great, but y'all are expecting them to beat Minnesota outright, bro. I'm sitting here telling you that shit ain't just going to happen.
Hey, Skills, do you got Minnesota beating OKC?
No, I already told that. I think OKC are winning 6.
They're the favorites to beat Minnesota and get to the finals.
That's the thing. I got Minnesota in 7, bro. I got Minnesota in 7.
Bro, you're entitled to that opinion.
Taz think it's going 7. You think it's going 7, Taz?
Yeah, bro. Like, what in y'all right mind did not think that Minnesota is not going to get up and play when they're in Minnesota? Like, what? That shit last night proved it.
I'm going to tell you why I think that it ain't going 7. I just think, you have to put respect on the team if they've been showing you who they are all season. And, like, I believe it. You know what I'm saying? I believe a team that's been sitting, clearly the best team in this whole season from a statistics standpoint. Top 10 offense, top 10 defense, been sitting number 1 at the West all season long. They just beat Denver, which was a tough, grueling series, but they took 7. I think those type of things are what you need. And I'm not saying that the Timberwolves is not a good team. That's why I got it going 6. But I just think OKC is just a little bit too deep, bro. They just deeper than I think any other team is in the league right now. I'm still flabbergasted that they have all this talent. I don't know how they're able to get all this talent. It
I
has
mean,
to
they
be through
use their
picks or some
draft
shit.
pretty damn well. Yeah.
That's a fact. Yeah.
Like, I mean, I do agree with that. I'm not saying OKC is a bad team or anything. It's my thing. Like, I'm a man of the underdog because no matter what y'all saying, that one perfect team always has one kryptonite that nobody saw coming. And I think Ant-Man actually has that.
So
Like,
what's your
I don't.
kryptonite? What's your
I mean,
kryptonite for
I
OKC?
think they can have some off nights. I think the off nights is how Timberwolves is gonna win, 2 games. Off OKC off nights.
Right.
But
They
I
don't
don't think
have many off nights, girls.
yeah,
They don't
I
have
don't think
many off nights.
it's gonna be enough off nights for
Right.
it to go 7. I don't think it's gonna be that many though, Taz. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Bro, I get what y'all saying. I get what y'all saying. But in all honesty, in the first couple of games, the last series that OKC had, besides game one, actually the first 3 games, after
Uh-huh.
OKC came back and won game 2, what the fuck was everybody saying? Because they beat it by damn
That's a
near 50
different
points.
matchup. That's a different
I
matchup.
know, but we're talking about
No, those
logic
things
here.
matter. Hold on. Those things matter. I think Jamal
Exactly.
Murray and Joker present a different matchup for OKC, something that
And
Minnesota doesn't have. And
Bro,
so,
and we
I
saw
mean,
last
what are we
night
talking about,
that
bro?
Ant can pose a different problem for them as well. And that is my thing. I'm looking at it both sides. Like, I'm not just looking at it from
I don't
OKC
look at
angle, bro.
no.
Like, when I see a team like Minnesota, they thrive off of being the underdog. Is how they fucking operate, and that is what y'all disrespect in the sport.
This
Period.
ain't going
And I
7
don't
games.
like that shit, bro.
Yeah. This ain't going
The
7
fuck?
games.
Hey, I feel you,
Like
Taz. I
Skills,
feel you.
I don't feel that shit, bro. Because like Skills just
No,
said, bro. Like Skills
Taz
said,
talking about the underdog. He talking about the underdog. And I get it, man.
listen,
I just go ahead, man.
I respect the quote unquote underdog and the Cinderella story. That's cool, bro.
You
But
see,
hold on, Taz. That's not how I operate, bro. I operate in matchups, teams, what you do best, and what I do best. And what OKC does best on both ends of the court. Yeah, Minnesota played great yesterday, right? It's game 3. They're down 0-2. I think we all assume, Skills, that they're going to come out and punch OKC in the mouth. The question is,
They had to. They had no choice.
The question is this, Taz. Was OKC going to be willing just to say fight back and say, you know what, we're up 2-0, we'll concede game 3, but game 4 is like our game 7? That's my mindset, bro. And so I kind of figured game 3 would be that last night. And guess what? It was that. Now listen, game 4, let's see if Minnesota can be consistent and do it again. That's
okay,
all.
so and my thing is mass and skills, y'all.
Yeah,
Y'all got to
bro.
really understand that OKC really should be the underdog this series. Y'all not taking into consideration. Hold on, bro. Hold on. Y'all not taking into consideration that Ant was in this position last year. Y'all not, and that's why I picked Indiana being the underdogs over there in the East because Indiana was in the same position last year. Like
From a
y'all
basketball
taking.
standpoint, Taz, why would
I'm
OKC be
looking at
underdog?
Mass. We both looking at basketball, bro. You ain't got to keep telling me from a basketball standpoint.
No.
I understand what the
We're
hell
just
we
talking
talking about.
basketball, bro.
Yes, I'm talking basketball. So what encompasses basketball?
So why
Confidence,
are they
momentum,
underdogs then? Why would
a
OKC be?
fucking
Let me
mental
ask you a
edge,
question.
will.
Let me ask you a
That
question.
encompasses basketball, Mass. I'm just saying I seen more willpower out of this Minnesota team than I have in OKC. That's all I'm saying. So y'all can argue with me. Y'all just gonna have to see the results at
OKC
the end,
been the
man.
best basketball team all season though for 2 years in a row. They just happened not to get to the finals last year because of bullshit officiating. But that's something else. Hey, but what about if you're going off of your logic about teams being here last year? Remember the Atlanta Hawks made it to the Eastern Conference Finals against Milwaukee, and then they never got back. But they made it last year, though, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? So that logic right there, you can't always go off of that logic. You have to look at everything in totality. Indiana is a really, really good basketball team that's capable of winning the championship the way their roster is constructed. You got to look at
Indiana is a
coaching
good team.
everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I said that they was a top 5 team from the beginning because I understand how the game works, bro. I don't go off of narratives. I don't go off of ESPN, bro. I go off of I study this shit.
Come on,
I
Elise. So
study the
you
game,
talking
bro.
about
I've
my
been around this
logic. So
game for
let's
so
figure out my
long, bro.
logic. So wait, just let me finish my logic on this. So if you're telling me my logic is a little bit inconsistent, if somebody is showing you that they are capable of doing the same thing over and over, what does that tell you?
I don't know. What does it tell you?
It tells you that they're able to get over the top. If they get to the same moment and It literally, bro, it literally is a stepping stone. That is the
Right.
last stepping stone for him. OKC
So
went through it back with
I
Westbrook.
got one
Golden
question
State
for you,
went
Tad.
through it with Curry. Like it's a stepping stone, bro. Usually
Yes.
those guys usually fall short in those moments just to rise in a later occasion. Come
So
on,
you're
man.
saying that
I got a
Minnesota's going to
question for
win
you,
an NBA
Tad.
championship this year? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying I do believe that it's going to be a Minnesota versus Indiana Pacers championship this year. That
It
is what
could
I'm
be.
saying.
That could be a scenario. It could be a lot of different scenarios. To be
That ain't
honest.
gonna happen. But I got a question for you, Taz, real quick.
What's
So
up?
I agree with you on the fact that you never underestimate the underdog. I do agree with you wholeheartedly on that. No pushback. My question is though, do you think just based off this postseason run, let's put the regular season to the side, based off what we've seen in this postseason run, you think that the Timberwolves are more prime for this matchup than OKC based off their opposition to get to this point?
Great
In
question.
my solid opinion, yes.
Okay,
They
so
faced less of a challenge last round only because Curry got hurt. But that Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green should have still been a challenge for them, but they rose above that occasion as well. It's not like they haven't been through anything in this whole playoff series, like this playoff stint, bro. They've been through struggles in this playoff stint just as much as OKC has.
They have, but I don't think that they're more primed than OKC. Only reason being their first round matchup was against the Lakers, who don't have a big man. That's the first thing. They do not have a big man to deal with Rudy Gobert. And Rudy Gobert was, I ain't gonna say he was the best player in the series, but he was definitely made his impact felt because they had nobody to contest him. They had nobody to contest him at the five position. And then we fast forward to the next series. He played Golden State, and sure enough, they should have been able to get it done without Steph Curry. But Steph Curry is the engine that makes that machine go. So the second Steph Curry was out of the picture, they should have won. Like it should have been no excuse for them to lose. And to their credit, they still have to go out there and play basketball and win the game, and that's what they did. But we're not gonna act like Steph Curry was out there because he wasn't. So we look at those two matchup and the clear deficiency that the team that they played against had, and then now
Now
we
go to
look at
OKC
OKC.
matchup, that skills. Go
Okay,
ahead.
so the only OKC matchup that you can say that they kind of got a cakewalk was in the first series, but Denver is not a cakewalk for anybody, and that's the series that they coming out for prior to this matchup. So I just don't see how you can say that the Timberwolves are more prime for this matchup than OKC.
Yeah, great
So
break.
if Denver is not that much of a cakewalk, how many blowouts did OKC have in wins against Denver?
I don't know, what, maybe two or three.
Yeah, I think it was about 3 of them. So
But
you
the
mean to
Clippers
tell
had
me
the
a
Clippers
team
had
that
a
blow a
blowout.
team out 3 times?
They went 7 games, skills.
Hold on, baby.
Yeah, I just saying because the Clippers we blew out Denver in one game, but we still
One
lost the
game.
series. We still lost. But you know, like I know, Taz, in this league with the great offensive talent that we have, with the lack of defense, the lack of allowing players to play defense, bro, having an explosion on the offensive end, that's easy to do. You could find yourself down by 20 in less than 5 minutes. That don't take long at all. So I mean, I just feel like you make a couple bad plays, a couple bad possessions, and if the team that you're going against doesn't let you off the hook and capitalize off those mistakes, you can get blown out every other game. Like if we being for real.
Okay, so to my question after that, who was clearly the better looking team between the Clippers and the Nuggets in Game 7?
The Nuggets.
Who was the clearly better team in Game 7 of the Nuggets versus OKC?
OKC.
So do you realize that both of those teams actually blew the other team out twice or more in the series? Like it's
I'm
when
not
I'm
sure if that
looking at
means
it, like going through
use
1
as a
through
logic, though.
6. Going through 1 through 6, yeah, you're gonna have to fight. Like I actually get that. That's why I picked them going 7, because like you're going home into Minnesota. I don't know how y'all feel about OKC. Well, actually, now I do. I kind of understand how y'all feel about OKC, but OKC I don't think is that well on the road. You got to really
What?
look at those games on.
So this is all I'll say.
Right now, bro.
This is all I'll say, Taz. And And it goes to your point. That same amount of respect that you want us to put on the underdog and not take them for granted, I salute you and I agree with. But you need to put that same amount of respect on a team that has shown you who they are all season long. This ain't the
They ain't
season
showed me
before, or the
shit.
but
Hold on,
how
BJ was
haven't they
just
though,
saying we
Taz?
don't give a fuck about the regular season. I'm right there with BJ. I don't
But
give a fuck about the regular season, bro. They haven't shown me
even
shit
if that's
yet.
true, even if that's true, how can you say they haven't shown you shit when they're in the same position as the team that you're claiming is going to win? Like, to make
But
it to the Western Conference Final, you have to have done something. You don't just get there by coincidence.
yeah,
That's the
that's
same
true.
respect
Yeah,
that we
Pat,
I can
putting
see
on the
it.
this is
Timberwolves.
crazy,
Like,
bro. This is
that's
crazy
why I'm
talk.
saying I respect what you're saying about not disrespecting the underdog, because you have to salute them for getting to the Western Conference Final. But in that same token, you can't just discredit OKC for making it to the exact same position. You get what I'm saying? Like we gotta
Yeah,
put
I get
respect
that.
on both of their names.
Yeah, I honestly get that. And that was my whole problem. What you just pointed out is the disrespect going towards the other way. And this is why I do ride with the underdog more often than not. Because what a lot of people don't realize is when you look at Ant-Man, do you consider Ant-Man more of a leader than SGA?
No, I don't. No, I don't. No,
And
I
that
don't.
is my fucking problem
Can you
with y'all.
okay,
That
hold on,
is my
Skills.
fucking
Can
problem with
can
y'all.
you
What's the
explain?
problem?
Okay, hold
I've
on.
What's
Hey,
the
had
hey,
problem?
Taz,
conservative
hey,
leaders,
Taz, hey,
bro.
Taz.
What's the problem?
Can you just real quick explain his leadership style, and what makes him a better leader, and then I'll tell you why SJ is much better. Go ahead.
Okay. So when I'm looking at Ant-Man, first of all, there's an energetic thing about a leader that takes a leader to a different level.
Mhm.
It's an energy thing first. Like if somebody has a certain aura that needs leadership, like that encompasses I am the number one guy, then I know that is our leader. Second of all, he's taking the steps as a young bull to understand how to lead. He's still young, bro. Everything that you about to
I
say
just
about
asked how he
SGA.
leads. This is
Hold on.
crazy.
I,
Go
I
ahead, bro.
know. I'm
Mike
going through
Conley,
it. This is
bro.
step two. Like he's literally going in the motions of being a leader, and we're watching this right now. Ain't SGA older than Ant-Man?
So if
Yeah.
you're saying that
So this
Ant-Man is
man
learning
Ant
how to
is
lead, Taz,
good.
respectfully, bro, listen to what you're saying right now, because you're saying that Ant is still learning how to lead. He's younger, and then you ask me, isn't SJ older? So you're conceding that SJ right now is a better leader, right?
No, because Ant-Man took him to the Western Conference Finals last year. Come on now.
Hey,
And
Skills, are you?
he's in the
Hey,
process
Skills,
of doing the
are
same
you a
thing
good
this year,
leader?
bro.
Are you a good leader when you come out and say, I'm tired in a postseason game? Is that good leadership, Skills?
Yes. The fuck?
So
No, that's
let
not
me.
good leadership. That's not good leadership.
If I look at my leader and he tell me he tired too, bro,
No,
nigga,
he told the
that's
world
more
he's tired.
respect for you.
Wow.
Nah, hell no. Hey,
So
nigga,
I think both things could be true. I do agree with Mars in the fact that I do think SGA is currently a better leader than Ant. That don't mean that it'll be that case all the way, always, or
Right.
that it can't change next season. But like currently, right now, I think that SGA is a better leader. But to Taz's point, I do think good leadership is being vulnerable and telling the truth. Like, it's one thing if you come out and just be like, damn, I'm tired and I ain't got no answers, versus you coming out and saying, hey, I'm tired and this is something that I'm gonna fix going forward. I'm gonna make sure that my condition is where it needs to be, because this can never happen again. I think that is good leadership, because you being vulnerable, you telling them what's going on, but then you also telling them the steps that you're gonna take to
But
correct this for
but
anybody else on the team.
but
What's
Skills.
up?
I'm okay with a player of that status being vulnerable, but you do that behind closed doors, bro. I never
no, you
seen
don't.
MJ or Kobe say I'm tired and to the media, bro. Like Ant-Man last year says, I'm getting tired chasing Kyrie around. That could be true, right? But keep that to yourself, bro, because now you're giving the other team ammunition. And then secondly, bro,
Hey, see,
SGA
that's
has
where this
dealt with
conversation goes subjective.
Hey,
So go
SGA
ahead. Bro.
that has some truth
SGA
to it.
SGA has dealt with so many injuries this season, and just look how his guys respond, bro. Like you can see the leadership after games; they're all huddled up, they're all right behind him. It's just different between him and Ant-Man. Now, Skills made a great point.
And that's why I do agree that SGA is a better leader currently. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Because
not saying
from
Ant
how
can't get there. But right
Exactly.
now,
I think Ant can't get there because I think the point Taz is making is we're watching Ant-Man become a leader in real time. And I think that is true. We are watching him do that in real time. But SGA, he's a better leader right now from the team cohesiveness, how they doing the press point, post game interviews, the whole nine. Like he's clearly a great leader.
Yeah,
but
I'm not arguing Ant-Man making progress, but the question was who's a better leader. I mean,
Ant-Man
is becoming a leader. I mean, I can see that. I know y'all.
I don't even see SGA is that much of a leader, bro. Like, and I understand what y'all saying. I get what y'all saying. He has gathered his truth. Like he definitely is a leader. But when you look at his team, they all look at themselves as somebody who's leading themselves and leading the team, bro.
No, they don't.
They don't just look at one person. Yes, they. What the fuck?
They don't. No, they
So
don't.
the MVP of your team is not your leader?
Right. No, they don't, bro.
Hey, I get it. Go ahead. Y'all go ahead.
I'm
just looking at the psychology of it all, bro. I'm just looking at the psychology of it all.
Y'all have to stop hating on the guy, bro.
This is crazy,
SGA has gotten better every year he's been in the league. Just because he don't play for the fucking Clippers no more because they fumbled the damn player, that don't mean that he's a terrible, like it's the worst thing in the world, bro. He's building OKC back up so they can get and accomplish something they never accomplished with your KD, your James Harden, and your Russell Westbrook.
That's a fact, bro.
And now they're in the Western Conference Finals on the brink of going to an NBA Finals with the best player in the league for 2 years in a row, which he was snubbed last year, and they came back and got even better from a 60-win or 58-win season last year and won 65 games this year. You don't do that if you don't have the best player and the best leader on your team, period.
Right. Like, I mean, why are we changing the criteria for leadership skills? Why are we changing how we do leadership now?
Look, he's definitely a better leader. I'm not even making that argument because I believe the evidence that's in front of me. I gotta believe the evidence that's in front of me. And when I get new evidence, I'm allowed to change my opinion. But like currently, right now, I gotta believe what they've been showing me all season. They've been showing me all season, bro. The Clippers had a fairly good defense all season, and their defense was better than ours. Their offense was better than ours the entire season. They were the top 10 offense, top 10 defense all season long. That's not easy to do. I don't care what conference you in. That shit is not easy to do.
And so they had injury skills, and they had injuries.
Exactly. Like, matter of fact, Chat was gone for about the same amount of games that Kawhi was gone. You know what I mean? So it's like, so you got to factor all that in. Like, he's a good leader. Now, to your point that you made earlier, Mass, about, Ant-Man coming to the press conference and, saying that he was tired. I personally believe that is good leadership only because it's no difference from a Kobe Bryant or somebody else in the post-game press conference saying, hey, I need to be better. I didn't take good shots. And I've seen Kobe say that he needs to be better. I've seen Jordan say that, hey, I need to be better. Those are forms of good leadership. And sometimes you do that, you have to do that shit in the public and not necessarily all behind the scenes, because doing it behind the scenes sometimes makes it seem like you're not actually being vulnerable. Because me being vulnerable to my teammates and me being vulnerable to the world is two different things. So I think both of them is like good leadership. It's just him with acknowledging, hey, chase a step.
Bro, and that's my thing.
Let me tell you why I disagree with Skip. Why you need to be vulnerable to the Have you ever heard Kawhi Leonard be vulnerable to the with the media?
And that's a part of Kawhi's problem. And actually, he has.
Why you don't owe the media nothing, bro? You don't owe them anything. That's why you heard Marshawn Lynch say what he said behind the microphone. You don't give the media that type of ammunition, and you don't give the rest of the world who's game planning for you. If you tell your opposition that I'm tired, guess what they're going to do? That's a sign of weakness. You can tell
that's not realistic, bro.
Your teammates
saying I need to be better, bro. Saying I need to be better is being vulnerable. Like,
why do you need to come out? But what I'm saying, why do you need to come out and say I'm tired? Just say I need to be better. I need to muster up some more energy. Say those things, but never say that I'm weak or I'm tired, bro. Never say that,
bro. What the fuck?
But see, I feel like that's a preference of yours, though, G-Eazy.
Have you ever heard Jordan say, I'm tired? I'm tired.
If I go back and look at all the interviews,
let's just be honest, bro. Go back and look at them. Google it. You can Google it.
You have a problem with how they say it, bro. But the message is the same, bro. You have a problem with the words that they're using to say it, but bro, me saying that, hey, I took some bad shots and I need to be better. I need to be more aggressive, or I need to look to get my teammates involved more, and I need to be better. There's no difference than me saying, hey, I was a little tired. I need to get my stamina up. Chasing Steph around is not an easy thing. Salute to Steph, but I need to get my cardio. It's the same thing. You just don't agree with the way that he said it, but the message is the same.
You got to do your work in the off season, bro. What are you talking about? You never heard Steph Curry? Steph Curry still running around at 90 years old.
That's a different argument, though, G. That's a different argument, though. That's a different argument, though, G. I agree with you.
And he run around more than any player in the league. That man don't do a lot of running around. What are you talking about?
Bro,
and he's younger than Steph Curry.
I agree with what you're saying, but that is a completely different argument.
Tired of what?
No, you're right. You're right about that. He should be conditioned. I don't disagree with that, but that's not what we arguing, though.
Hold on, y'all acting. Hold on, no, hell no. As an athlete, bro, I am fucking flabbergasted by what the fuck y'all saying right now. Because I don't care what game it is. If I'm playing throughout the entire game, at the end of that bitch, I am tired. There is not an ounce of fucking energy left.
Mental warfare, you know that. It's
bro, I don't care if it's mental warfare. Like y'all not looking at it realistically, bro. Like if my leader is going to the media, period, and letting everybody know, like, hey, yo, I'm tired. I'm gonna be better because that shit was some bullshit. But I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna get myself back in the right position on the next end. Like that's instant motivation for his entire end. Like, hold on, wait, I'm not done, bro. Wait, hold on. So when you got somebody that is holding everything inside of him, like a SGA, that builds more pressure just for him by itself. That bubble is more likely to bust than somebody's that's being vulnerable and allowing his whole team to pick him up as well. That's a fucking leader, dog. Y'all don't understand that shit, bro.
Let me make a point, then, if we gonna do this shit right here. Y'all remember Michael Jordan in the motherfucking infamous flu game? Do you remember Michael Jordan in the infamous flu game? Do you remember Michael Jordan in the infamous flu game? Just answer the question, bro. Did he come to the microphone and say that I'm tired? The media is the one who said, oh, he's under the weather. Oh, he has the flu. All this. Michael Jordan came out, made no excuses, left it all on the motherfucking court, and after the game, still made no excuses. Stop giving these soft-ass niggas passes, nigga.
Don't make me go and look at all the Michael Jordan post-game press conferences. Please don't make me don't do it.
Get your ass out there, and I need 110%, nigga, if you want to win. Period.
That's a fact. Yeah, I agree with Lazy, bro. But yeah,
nah, see, I disagree, man. Because now you said Michael Jordan on this imaginary pedestal where he never had no vulnerable moments, saying that he could have been better or made mistakes in the game and addressed it in a post-game press conference like he was supposed to, like the leader that he was.
That's different.
That's the same thing though, because we're talking about players being vulnerable and really telling you what's going on in the game and how they felt real time and accepting responsibility for it and making the adjustments.
Okay, go hold on. Skills.
Thank you,
Skills. What adjustment can that man make from a tired cardio standpoint? Let's say from game 3 to 4, he gonna run more on the treadmill on his off day. If I say I'm tired in game 3, so in game 4, what? If you tell me I'm tired, right? I'm gonna attack you the same way to get you tired.
You sound defeated. That's a nigga who sound defeated to me. Period.
But
you saying you tired after a
here's the thing though. That point is moved because
they're tired after every fucking game. They're human, bro. Playing 80 minutes a game. Of course you're gonna get tired. Do I need to let motherfuckers know what's obvious or what's the saying, nigga, that don't need to be explained or whatever the fuck that shit go? It's the same shit. Everybody sees that you're tired. You're bent
motherfuckers have heart attacks, bro.
All of that. Have we seen Michael Jordan in a basketball game exhausted and tired when he's bent over, slumped, hands on his knees? That means he's exhausted, bro. Do I need to come out to the media and the world and tell people what's obvious, though? That makes no sense at all, bro.
Was Jordan introverted or extroverted?
What you want, sympathy? Did you want sympathy? Oh, I'm tired. You want everybody to feel bad because you're tired.
That's what you want.
I feel like
you're supposed to get tired, fool. We're human. That's how
the man has a whole personality that let everybody know what's on his sleeve, bro.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing, right? Because like if he was quiet like Kawhi, then we'll be complaining that he don't talk enough. He talks now. You saying he talk too much, and it's crazy to me because the same series that he said that in, if I'm not mistaken, he won that series.
No,
So
no skills. He lost to the Mavericks in that series, bro. They lost to Dallas in 5
Hey,
games, I
you know
believe.
what y'all
It was
doing?
against
Y'all
the Dallas
still
Mavericks, you
laying
said.
up for excuses. Because if he
It
loses the
was not
series, guess what
Denver.
y'all
It
gonna
was the
say?
Dallas
Oh, he
Mavericks, you
was
said.
tired. He was tired. Come
Yeah, he
on,
said
man.
he
hey,
said
Come
he
on,
hey,
played
man.
well
I
against
mean,
them.
look,
look,
that
hey,
don't
Too
nigga,
apply to
much
me.
of a
you supposed to
man.
be
If a
ready to
Hold
beat
on,
man,
them then,
hold on,
nigga.
y'all.
Play the whole damn game. What are
Let me
you
go to
talking about?
let me get Kirk in. Let me get Kirk in real quick. What's good, Kirk?
BJ, you can hear me? You guys can hear me?
Yeah, we can
Yeah,
hear you,
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
What's going on, y'all? Hey BJ, hey man, I'm gonna come up here and I'm gonna stun a little bit. I've been talking about OKC since last year, bro. Y'all see what they doing. So, hey
Hey,
BJ, hey, I just want to say that I'm not trying to stunt. I'm just saying I've been talking about this team since last year. I said they was ready. They in the Western Conference Finals right now. Hey, they doing their thing, bro. I ain't gonna lie, they doing their thing. So
they
I
is
know
doing
you.
their thing.
Nah, facts. And you know what, BJ, like everything you said was logical. I can't even get mad at you. Like you said, you know, they gotta get battle tested, they gotta, you know what I'm saying, they gotta see if they're ready or not. And they did. I mean, obviously we seen that game 3 yesterday, but they came out there, I think probably thought the Wolves were gonna lay down. I don't know. That was a wild game. So Ed did step up. So but no, I think they legit, but we talk about James Harden right now. What's the topic? My bad, y'all.
Yeah, James Harden about him re-signing with the Clippers. If he should sign, like,
Um
do you think he'll be back?
do I think he'll re-sign with the Clippers?
Yeah.
I think so because I don't think he has nowhere else to go. And I haven't been really hearing y'all, you know, conversations, but I personally think, like I say, he's been, if you really think about it, he's been what since he left Houston, he's been to Brooklyn, Philly, and now
Mhm.
he's with the Clippers. So where else is he gonna go? And I'm gonna say this, like as much as he played bad, and you know, James Harden could have definitely played better. I'm not saying he was the MVP of the season because Norman Powell, if he don't play like that, we're not in nowhere in any type of position um,
Mhm.
for the Clippers. But I feel like the Clippers do kind of need James Harden's his playmaking. I think that we kind of do need James Harden in that aspect. That's why I was trying to tell Clippers fan and some other people on this channel, like we do need James Harden for playmaking and other things. But if we can't find like a legit number two, which it might be Zubox, BJ. Honestly, I think it's really Zubox. If James Harden can just, I can't even say that, bro. Like he's proven to be James
Nah,
Harden every year. You said nah.
Zubac can't be it.
You don't
Nah,
think so?
nah, he don't. He gotta develop a jump shot.
I understand that. Um, but that's my only thing with like I don't like if you ask me, BJ, I don't want James Harden on the Clippers. I really don't. But the Clippers have no other options. And they really don't, bro. Like that's what they proved. They proved that we can't find anything right now better than James Harden. Unless we go younger or unless we find like someone that's like really like good on both sides. But this is the best Clippers option. This is their best option is to re-sign James Harden. I don't think that's really a conversation right now to me. I think the pluses that we need to look at is, well, number one, Kawhi, he's back. Zubac, he's the best ever right now, and the Clippers do have they have a squad. That's the pluses. James Harden is kind of like he doesn't make your team bad, but he doesn't make your team better. Like you know what I'm saying? Like he's like in the middle. Like he's literally in the middle. Like I don't think James Harden is like this player that took the Clippers down completely. I don't think he's like this player that we like look at like, oh, you're the complete reason why the Clippers didn't win. I can name multiple reasons why the Clippers didn't win that game 7 or that series. We should have won that series, but we didn't, obviously. But James Harden, to me, is like the number one factor for sure. So I don't want him on the team, bro, but that's the best option we get. That's how I feel about that.
Yeah,
Um,
that's a sad reality.
and facts. That's what it is.
It is. It is. I
We
don't
don't
think
have
I
no.
answered that question either,
What's
BJ.
up,
But
Skills?
what up, Kirk?
What's
Yeah,
up?
go ahead,
Who else
Skip.
on there? Elise, what's up? Taz, what's good, Taz? What? Yes, sir.
What's going on, Kurt?
Hey, Taz. Hey, I gotta say this. I'm sorry. Hey, Taz. Forgive
What's
me,
up?
bro. The Pacers is a legit team, bro. I will not talk shit no more.
Thank you, bro. I've been trying to tell your
Sorry.
motherfucking ass, bro. Golly,
Sorry.
it's about time y'all see this shit. Hell, my eyes ain't
Yes.
stupid, bro. My takes
Nope.
may sound stupid in the moment,
Right.
but over time they might have validation. Trust
I
me.
will not. Yep. I will. Hey, Taz, I ain't gonna lie to you. I haven't watched them the whole playoffs for real. I watched them in game one. I suddenly watched this game. Let me watch this game real quick, and then I said, "Oh shit, that's a
These boy legit.
yeah, bro. They legit.
Yeah.
They like OKC, but like not with the defense, but like ball movement. Like
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, real quick.
I
Hey,
said,
real
damn.
quick though. Real quick, let me answer this question. BJ had about James Harden. Hey, I do think he's gonna resign BJ. For one reason, he in LA, he back home with his family. Second reason is exactly what Kirk just said. Like, where else is he gonna go? You know what I mean? Especially
Facts.
after that flame out in Game 7, he don't really have a whole lot of options, and he knows that he's in like the power position right now with the Clippers. You know, he opted in,
That's a
and
good
you
point.
know. We really can't trade him like that because wherever he goes, it ain't no guarantee that he'll stay. So a team is not going to just, empty out
Hey,
their roster to get James Harden. So,
right.
Man,
so
yeah,
I think for those reasons he'll be back.
Right, and that's literally like our best option. That's what it really is. That's what it comes down to. Like
But see,
who else?
But for real though, bro, I really want us. I know everybody saying like we could just find, try to get a lot of little small pieces, but really, I want us to get off of, maybe Norm and a couple of other big pieces and try to land somebody like a KD or like a Giannis or something like that. Like I think that'll put us over the top. We're like where we have a clear 1A 1B situation or option 1, option 2 situation.
Right,
But
skills.
you know what I mean? Like somebody because say what you want to say. We still push Denver to 7 games, and then Denver wouldn't push OKC to 7 games. So that tells me we may not have been like the championship team that we wanted to be, but we weren't just far off. We were somewhere in playoff contention, which is where we ended up. I think if we have a clear number 2 option in this Denver series, I think we win that Denver series. It's the fact that we never had a clear number 2 option. It fluctuated between multiple players. And that's normally what I want, but I'm seeing now the way the league is set up, especially in the West, it's going to be more difficult and more competitive next season, even than it was this season. We need a clear number 2 or a 1A, 1B situation. And, KD is about to be open right now. I don't think that's a bad move to go get KD, have him at the 4 with Zubac at the 5, Kawhi at the 3. I think that's a good lineup. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
if you go get KD,
So
oh
now
my
Kawhi
gosh,
need all these super
oh my
players, bro,
gosh.
all the best
No,
players in the
easy.
NBA. Come on, man.
Easy. It's not easy. It's not even about that no more. It's about
No.
winning
nah,
at
bro,
this point. It's not about
it's
that.
really not. No, but it's really
It's not
not
about
about that.
that.
And then another thing is, are
What
we
it's about?
really making are we
It's
really
about
making
winning.
and are we making the argument that KD is like a clear number 1 option when his team has been sent home early or it didn't even make the playoff this season? Like,
Thank you,
what,
Skills. Tell the truth. Tell the truth, Skills.
where do you still hold him at in your brain? Where you think him coming to the
Okay.
Clippers makes us like a super team or we need all this help? He's
Thank
just
you,
a
Why you
regular
feel
Skills.
like
player at
you
this
need
point.
them then?
he the
Why
greatest
you feel
role
like you need
player of
them?
all time, bro. I
But
promise
this
you.
whole time we've been talking
Exactly,
about
Taz.
players we need. Like you've been talking about
Go
players
get a
we need. You
young
said
player, bro, that you can build around, bro. Kuminga's out there. What's wrong with Kuminga? You don't like Kuminga? His
That's a
upside? You don't like
that's
that?
a good
Bro, you
piece.
Why
That's
would
a
you
cannot
that's a
go
help
good
get an
these
piece.
older,
ages,
more
dog. I swear,
injury-prone
you
Kevin
lazy,
Durant
bro.
who plays no defense, bro, and is selfish in his own right? That makes no
He
but
sense,
lazy.
bro.
He lazy. That's
but
a
Team
good no. He lazy.
obliterators. Have y'all heard of
hey,
team
Listen,
obliterators? Come on, man.
but to answer that question though, what did we need in Game 7? Did we need defense or did we need
You just
offense?
needed James Harden to
You
be
needed
aggressive.
offense.
That's it. If he's an
I'm
We,
I'm
MVP
gonna be
player,
honest, Skills.
We
he
need
I'm
won
an
an
I'm
aggressive
be honest, Skills.
MVP
We
offense.
needed
We don't
before.
have
defense
an
though
That
too,
means
aggressive
he was
Skills.
the
offense for
best
James
player
Harden to
We
in
play,
needed
the
bro.
league
defense.
before.
bro,
We
we
He was
need
an
offense, bro.
all-star.
I thought we needed
Go
both Skills
get
because
an
that run.
MVP and all-star.
Okay. But so
Period.
even if we needed both, I even entertain that. You don't think 7-foot Kevin Durant could have helped with rebounds and scoring?
He would have did that. He would have did that.
What
I ain't gonna
happened
lie.
when
He
they
would have
put
did that.
PJ Watson or Russell Westbrook get up in his get up in his kitchen and then he
Hey,
start
Lazy, that's not gonna
crying to
happen
the
every
refs and all
possession,
that?
though,
Come on, bro.
Lazy.
Stop
You
it,
gotta be
man.
realistic, Lazy. That's not gonna happen every
KD hasn't
possession.
had any successes outside of Steph Curry, nigga, and early in OKC, Oklahoma City days, nigga. He ain't won nothing. If you think he finna change your whole scope and dynamic of your team at 37 years old, you are
Nobody
tripping,
said
man.
that. Hey, that's not the argument anybody making. Like, we don't need him to come in and change the whole dynamic
You
of the
don't
team.
need, check this out. You just don't need that.
We
You
just
need
needed some.
solid, bona fide role players. That's it. Solid, bona fide role players. You have your superstar right now. You build around that. You don't need another superstar, nigga. You
That's
don't.
not true. Elise, that's not true, Elise. It's
I
not.
think to his point is he's not even a superstar anymore.
Thank you, Taz.
That's what I'm saying, bro. And we need a clear number two.
2022. Tell me another superstar Golden State that we had on our team in 2022. Don't say fucking Andrew Wiggins. Please don't.
2022.
Draymond Green.
Hey, but you had a clear number one and number two option, though.
It was a bunch of role players, nigga.
No, it wasn't, bro. It was not no bunch of role players. What are you talking about, dude? It was not no bunch of role players.
What other superstar is motherfucking Andrew Wiggins better than in the NBA at the small forward and two guard? So he a top 5 two guard small forward in the league right now?
No, he was.
He had the talent to be.
He just played. Or did he just have a great season? He had a great season, but guess what? Otto Porter was valuable. Jordan Poole was valuable. Come on, bro. What we talking about?
But what was the clear scoring pecking order? You had a clear number one and number two option as far as who was going to get buckets. And that's the only thing I'm saying. We lost to Denver because even they had a clear pecking order. If it wasn't going to be Jamal Murray, it was going to be Jokic. If it wasn't going to be Jokic, it was going to be Jamal Murray. They had two guys that they can count on that was going to give you buckets or at least be aggressive on the offensive end. Right. I'm telling you, we didn't have that.
James Harden ain't going nowhere. So what you gonna do? What you gonna do?
Are you even listening to me, G? That's what I'm saying. You ask me what I'm gonna do. I think he just want to argue because he ain't even listening to me, dog.
No, I'm saying, what are you gonna do? Because y'all saying that James Harden he's at home, he has a player option. So let's just say he opts in, right? He be like, fuck it, man. Yeah, let's run this shit back. What else do you do then to get better to make sure that Kawhi Leonard is surrounded with championship mentality type players? What do you do?
You get a two-way
Understand
player.
that you're not gonna have a championship that year and build for the future.
How do you build for the future though? Because Kawhi Leonard on his way out. So
you gotta get a two-way player. I mean, I like what you said, Elise. I like what you said about Kuminga. Like Kuminga's a good piece for the Clippers. I like that piece. That's a good piece.
Bro, what I'm doing, if it's me, bro, I'm packaging up Norman Powell. I'm probably putting a Derrick Jones Jr. with him, maybe somebody else, and I'm going to try to get a Kevin Durant to add him to the team that we have now. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm gonna be real with you.
And skills we did need, and Elise, if you stop thinking like I'm not say that. Just think about what he's saying, Elise. Like Kevin Durant opens up so many options for the whole team, bro.
Kevin Durant is guardable at this stage in his career, bro.
But bro, he's still gonna give you 20 points, bro.
But he's talking about plugging him into a team system. He's not talking about Kevin Durant and the Suns.
The Clippers play defense. Team system. What is the system? I'm just asking.
So
Elise about right. That's not right about that. I ain't gonna lie.
I wouldn't say
about the system thing, he is right. But what I'm saying is, if you got Kawhi, we can count on his 25, 26 to 30 points. You can count on him averaging that in the postseason. And regardless whether Kevin Durant gets sent home or he doesn't get sent home, you can count on 20 plus in the playoffs. You can book it. It's going to happen. It ain't going to be a situation where it's not going to happen. He's going to give you 20 plus every playoff series.
But I'm gonna say this though, I disagree with y'all because look, like remember Tez, I ain't trying to pick on you or nothing, bro. But remember you said that this would be a 5-game series, and it wasn't a 5-game series, it's a 7-game series. And then hold on. And then look, the Nuggets took OKC to 7 games, bro. That's not a coincidence. That's a tough ass team. So I feel like the Clippers, just like what Skill said, if you add another piece, because they do have some type of system. I don't care what y'all say. The Clippers had a system. You took them 7 games, bro. Yep. You had, I'm saying, OKC took them 7 games. They could have lost that series just like the Clippers. They had defense that took them over the hump.
But so is it Denver is Denver that good, or is that OKC not that good?
I think OKC was that much better. But they took 2 teams 7 games. That tells me that Denver was a tough ass team, bro. That's what it tells me. Chemistry.
They have a system.
And you said
Denver's
that, BJ.
a tough team.
BJ said that. He said that. VJ said that even before the series started from OKC or the Clippers. He said this is a tough team regardless whoever they face.
Because BJ know basketball, bro. Like, you know, this team has been together for years now. You know what I mean? Just from a chemistry and a cohesive standpoint alone, they're gonna be difficult to beat because they don't have to talk, bro. A lot of their communication is nonverbal. They know what to do just by looking at each other. You know what I mean? So it's like it's hard to beat a team like that. So I'm just looking at the fact that we pushed them to 7. OKC pushed them. I mean, they pushed OKC to 7. Like, true enough, Miles is right. Styles make fights, but bro, you still gotta look at this. These are tough teams, and going 7 with these teams, bro, that means that even if you're not better than that team, you somewhere in the ballpark. A team just don't go 7 just to be going 7. You're in the mix. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm just thinking now, why did we lose these games? And it's because we had one guy who showed up, who averaged 25 in the series, and then the second best player, what did they average in the series? Who else averaged 20 plus or whatever it is? Like James Harden didn't average his regular season average. Zubac didn't average his regular season
James
average.
Harden averaged 20, right?
He averaged 18.
He averaged. That's what I'm saying. So he didn't even average his average in the playoff run. All we needed was another guy like a Kevin Durant to come and give you 22, 23, where you can book that, gonna help you with rebounding. You know what I mean? Because that's another thing. We was getting out rebounded because we were going small.
Y'all squandered 3 games against Denver with that roster. Y'all can beat Denver with that roster. I don't care what nobody says. Y'all squandered 3 games. Terrible coaching.
That's true.
And you had players that had a weak mentality, bro. Period.
That's true. That's true. No pushback on that. Because we gave up some games. That's undeniable, undebatable.
What's good, Mingle? Mingle, you on mute, bro?
Yeah, what's good?
What's good, Mango? How you feeling, bro?
What it do, Mango?
I'm good. It's a, good Saturday. I got hanging out.
That's cool. That's cool.
But yeah, what we talking about? James Harden again?
Yeah.
James Harden.
Lord have mercy.
Just trying to see what you think he's gonna do this season. You think he's coming back or not?
I think he's gonna come back. I mean, James Harden ain't really got too many options now. He's getting older and older. He ain't really got that many teams that really want him like that. He probably got a few out there still, but not many that still want him, and he gonna play at a high level. I mean, everybody know what they're gonna get out of James Harden.
I think somebody got
in the regular season. Everybody know what they're gonna get out of James Harden in the regular season, but in the playoffs, I mean, it's give or take in the playoffs. Either you're gonna get the best out of them or you're not, and most of the time you're not. So that's why a lot of teams trying to get over the hump. You know, a lot of teams trying to win championships. So if you bringing a player to your team that ain't gonna help you win a championship, then what's the point? So that's why I say he don't really have that many options. Now my only question would be, if you trade James Harden or decide to get rid of James Harden, what do you do with Kawhi?
Give him a second star.
Oh, okay. So bring somebody else in to match up with Kawhi.
You have to.
The fact of the matter is, man, with Kawhi and Harden, they just don't fit. And now that you lost PG, it's really showing. You know what I'm saying? You can mask over that last year because PG was here, but you can't mask over it no more. So it's just at this point you got to get off of Harden. I'll get off of Norman, get a real legit second star with him. A guy who's gonna play both ends, a guy who's gonna score, a guy who's gonna come in the playoffs, a guy who's gonna be aggressive. Somebody's gonna help take the load off of Kawhi, not have him do more.
Well, I mean, James Harden is not really a defensive player, which I get. Yeah, he's not a defensive player, but I mean, James Harden is a high quality offensive player, which makes him valuable in some capacity. But I mean, I guess you're saying they help him on the defensive end, not put so much pressure on him on the defensive end.
You need a type player. You need a Christian Brown type player. You need those glue guys, bro. Do y'all feel like y'all have glue guys? You have to plug in guys. Go get a Jeremy Grant. You know what I'm saying? I mentioned Jonathan Kuminga. If Boston willing to come off with some of them guys over there, go get what's up with a Torrey Craig? What's up with a Torrey Craig from Chicago? He just sitting over there riding away on the bench. You don't
I
need
like the Draymond Green
superstar.
play.
You don't need 100 superstars on one team, bro. You need one great ass player and complementary role players to go win a championship, bro.
Bro,
That's
you
it.
need
I
at least
agree.
you need at
gotta have
least two.
two. You gotta have
Yeah,
two.
you
I
gotta have
agree
two,
with
Y'all
bro.
that.
niggas'
You saying like,
mentality is garbage.
bro,
Then, if
Nah,
that's the
I
bro,
case,
you
disagree.
gotta have two,
There's no
bro. You
team.
gotta have two, bro.
I ain't
No,
seen.
no,
You gotta have
that's
I
what you
don't
got,
think.
James. You just said James Harden. Take it
No,
for
we
what
want
it
him
is.
gone, bro. We want him gone, bro. We
Yeah,
want him
bro.
So
gone.
who you gonna get
We
for?
saying,
What other team wants a 37-year-old James Harden dribble, 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 no defense? What are
bro,
you gonna get for him?
bro.
Come
BJ just
on, man.
said you have to package him with a Norm and somebody else to get us a second bona fide
Nobody
player,
wants Norman
all
But I
star,
Powell
don't
bro.
think
either.
y'all
What is
need a
Norman
second
Powell gonna
player
do?
though.
No,
Norman
people
Powell
want
don't play
Norm.
defense either.
People want Norm. People want Norm. I can guarantee you that. To come as
What are they
a
willing
role
to give
player,
up for Norm, though,
yeah.
BJ? What are they willing to
But
give up for
I
him?
would say you give
But it wouldn't
Harden
be
and
Norm
Powell
by
up. You
himself,
give
bro.
Harden and Powell up to get a second star. Nothing else.
Exactly, bro. It
yeah.
wouldn't just be Norm, bro. You have to package him with James Harden and maybe even one other piece to get the type
Or
of player
Derek
that we talking
Coffee.
about.
What they gonna do? I
Nah,
don't
this is
want
my
it.
thing
That's
though.
what they gonna do.
I don't. I
So you
agree with
think you
what
can
bro.
get
I agree
Giannis
with what bro said.
Antetokounmpo for James Harden and Norman Powell? Come on, bro.
But wait a
If
minute.
they
But
do
wait a
that
minute.
shit, bro,
I agree with what bro said.
we can't watch it no more then, right?
I agree with what no. But wait though. I agree with what bro said. I think what bro said is actually fact. I don't think you need all these stars. I think you just need Kawhi and a bunch of role players. Look, perfect example. Look how OKC is built. OKC got one star and a bunch of guys that complement it. FGA. And look where they at. I think that cause LeBron them. Look at the Lakers. The Lakers done had LeBron and Luka and lost in the first round.
Isn't Jalen Williams an all-star?
Yeah,
And
but
Yeah.
hey,
First of all, hold on. Let's put some.
you
Let's
said
put some.
y'all
Hold
said
on. We got.
superstar or
Let's put
whatever
this
I
type
up.
was
player.
thinking the same thing, BJ.
Let's put some
It's not the
respect
same
on
thing.
this. Jalen Williams is a two-way star.
agreed.
We
It's not
not gonna
it's not
use
the
him as
same
no
thing.
role player.
Jalen
He's a
Williams is
But
not
two-way
no
star.
star either.
hey,
Jalen
Mingle.
Williams is not a star.
Okay, let me
James
ask you
Harden.
this then, BJ. If SGA was injured this year and it was just Jalen Williams, do they still have the best record in the NBA?
I
And
don't
take
No.
think
out
so.
SGA.
Hell
If
no.
let's just say
No,
SGA
no,
was injured.
no. If he's out, they don't get the best record in the NBA because that's the best player. I'm just saying, Jalen Williams ain't no role player.
And
So
honestly,
what
bro,
is he then?
I
He's
don't
a
even
He
feel
is
star.
a
it's
role
a
player.
fair comparison though, because OKC is the
Jalen Williams
deepest
was
team
All
in the
NBA
league.
third team.
Yeah.
He was All NBA third team this year.
Man,
Ain't no
Jalen
role
Williams
player.
is so
Man,
inconsistent till it ain't funny.
Bro, but
Chet is the number
they
two
got the
option on
deepest
almost
team in the
any team
league
in the
though.
And
NBA.
they built correctly.
Yeah, but they not even a fair comparison because it's bro, no other team is gonna be this deep. No other team has drafted and got all these picks and got all these fucking stars or future stars on their team, defensive players, everybody. But that's a terrible comparison because they deeper than any other team in the league. Of
Well,
course, with that team,
that
you,
father
you
moment.
OKC
That
drafted
father
their
moment.
players, bro.
That father
Nobody else
moment.
drafted Jalen Williams.
That compliment
bro,
Kawhi. That father
Why
bro,
moment.
you
nobody else drafted Jalen Williams then? They
but
had to stop again.
no other team is gonna be that deep is the point that I'm making. You remove
Yeah, and that father
SGA.
moment makes my point. That's what I'm trying to tell
What?
you.
Guess
Instead of
what,
getting
LA
rid of
Clippers?
players,
Y'all had Isaiah Hardenstein. Y'all remember them days when y'all had Isaiah
Yeah.
Hardenstein and let him go to the New
I'm
York
cool
Knicks?
off of Isaiah, bro.
Glue guy. Okay, what about Alex Caruso? Cause y'all using
I
Alex
like him.
Caruso right now?
I
Can you
love
Bro,
use
that's
an
a
Alex Caruso right now?
I
Okay,
love
then
him.
that's my point. Do y'all know how the game goes? You don't need hella superstar players. You just need a bunch of
bro.
great role players that have the mentality of winning, bro. Period.
Bro, they're deeper than any other team can possibly be, bro. Like I'm not understanding how you not getting that. If you remove SGA and put Kawhi on that team, yes, they're still in playoff contention. But we're never going to be able to get that deep. Is the point that I'm trying to make. We can't get that deep.
Yeah. And another thing, great role
I thought
players
y'all
turned
said
into great number two options. What are you talking about?
hold up. I thought y'all said the Clippers was one of the deepest teams in the league. What happened to that?
They used to
Bro,
be.
Isaiah
They
Hardenstein
used
is
to
not a
be.
number two option.
They
Alex
used to
Caruso
be.
is not a
Mingle.
number two option.
They used to
Aaron
be.
Wiggins is not a number
You
two
naming
option.
everybody but
Hey,
Chet
Mi-
and Jalen
Lou
Williams,
Dort.
bro.
Lou
hey,
Dort. Now
Mingle,
I'm
but
talking about the other guys
OKC
surrounding these
is the
guys.
deepest
What
We're
about
team.
talking about
those
number
guys?
two options,
What about
Elise. You
those
can't
guys?
go to number 6, number 7, number 8, bro.
Why
What the
not?
fuck?
Those are the pieces that you need to win a championship, bro. What are you
But
talking
you are
about?
not the only pieces on the team. You got
3 other stars on their team.
That's
Draft
what I'm
the
saying,
players, bro. That's just what it is. Y'all don't have no draft capital like that.
Bro,
period.
And that's the point that I'm making. You keep saying that we can just go get 1 or 2 pieces. It's gonna be enough. It's not gonna be enough in the West. It's not gonna be enough.
They tried that this year. They tried that this year. That didn't work.
You gonna need another second 5 bonus star. And to Mingo's point, the Clippers is one of the deepest teams, but OKC is the deepest team. That's the difference.
Okay.
They are the deepest team.
So
They're not one of the deepest teams.
And Clippers is one of the deepest teams.
They literally tried that. They tried to get all these role players, try to replace the star. Shit didn't work. You know why? Because those guys ain't playoff battle tested. You saw what Chris Dunn was. You saw what Norman Powell was. You saw all this shit they was doing in the regular season. They're not battle tested.
So wait a minute. So who on OKC is battle tested outside
y'all
of
tricked the whole season off when y'all traded Kevin Porter Jr., Ty Jones, and Mo Bamba. Y'all tricked y'all season off, bro. Period.
They had.
I agree with that, G.
I don't understand what y'all even saying outside of Caruso. Who is battle tested on OKC? Chet not battle tested. Martinstein not battle tested. None of these guys battle tested.
Bro, how are they not battle tested when they was in the playoffs for like the last 2 or 3 years? Like you get battle tested by going through playoff series, right?
With the Clippers have been in the playoffs the last couple of years.
Hey, but okay. Mingo, but you're saying that they're not battle tested. How do you become battle tested? Answer that question. How do you become battle tested?
Playing in the playoffs.
The Clippers have a roster full of battle tested players, bro. That's not an excuse.
Norman Powell got a championship. How did not?
Norman Powell won a championship with Kawhi Leonard in
Toronto. That's the point that I'm making.
As a role player, that shit don't matter against a team.
James Harden
against them. We saw that
James Harden went to an NBA Finals and then led his other team to Western Conference Finals, bro.
You got a fully loaded Denver team with real stars, with real players, with real chemistry. That shit
but it wasn't the same championship team. It wasn't the same championship team, though, DJ. That wasn't the same championship team that they had, bro.
They had the same core.
They did.
Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon,
Michael Porter Jr. didn't even do. He was in. Y'all lost to a nigga who had one arm. He was injured. No factor. He was no factor.
Who did they lose off that championship team?
Yeah, that ain't the point BJ making though. The point he's making is that they have played playoff series together as a team. They got their unity. They battle tested. You become battle tested by playing the playoff series. Okay. So to say that OKC is not battle tested, that's not true.
So why break up what team? Don't you want them to go through the battle testing together so they can build chemistry and camaraderie? Why break up?
Majority of OKC players is not battle tested. That's my point.
Come on, man.
But I guess I'm not understanding how you can say
guys are not battle tested like that.
But did they play in playoff series last season?
Yes, they did, and so did the Clippers players. What do you say?
Okay.
Did they lose or did they not lose?
But see, that's what y'all saying not making sense because it don't matter whether you win or lose. And battle tested is like to actually see you on that stage, to see you in the playoff series. That's one thing. It's one thing if they never played in the playoff series before, and I would agree they not battle tested. But battle tested is going through the fire, win or lose, and they have been in playoff series, so they are battle tested.
So are we saying that Joel Embiid is enough battle tested of a player to make it to a championship?
Tell me one time the Clippers missed the playoffs since 2020. They made the playoffs every year, right?
No.
I'm not making an argument that they're not battle tested.
We're not arguing that, Mingle, but I'm saying you have the same core with Denver since 2020. That's outside of Aaron Gordon and a couple years. They've had the same core. That matters.
Matter of fact, that's why I say Minnesota is a threat because they've also had the same core as well.
I agree, Taz.
So now y'all saying, wait a minute. So now, first of all, y'all was telling me that PG wasn't this and PG wasn't good.
I didn't say that shit, Mingle.
All of a sudden, he's not on the team. Now PG is all y'all can talk about. I don't understand.
Mingle, I did not say that shit. I said we should have kept
But a
Paul
lot of
George.
Clippers fans was saying, "Oh, PG, boy, I'm stuck. He ain't no good
Yeah, I
no
don't know.
more. He
Them
don't
niggas
play
is tripping.
defense. He don't do this.
Hey,
He don't do that."
Them niggas are tripping.
Now
I
all of
don't
a
know what
sudden
they
it's
talking
about
about.
PG. Like, huh?
Hey, so
They mean it.
BJ never said that, but I was the one of the ones that was cool with PG leaving. Because for me, under no circumstances did I want to bring PG, James Harden, and Russell Westbrook all on the same team again. I didn't want to see that. I'm gonna be real with you.
That's fair. I can see that. I don't want to see all them. I just said I thought we should have kept Kawhi, kept PG, and kept Westbrook, and let them go through a full training camp. You didn't even get a chance to see it.
I would have been cool with that.
They should have kept that same core and built around that.
I just know with James Harden and Russell Westbrook, in my mind, it was just too many turnovers to overcome. So I'm just like, and it's a power struggle. So I'm just like, one of them got to go. I would have been cool with keeping PG, but I just wasn't upset when he left because I'm just looking like, shit, we just seen all four of these future Hall of Famers on one team, and there's only one
Yeah.
basketball. Now we manage. T. Lou spending more time trying to manage egos than actually drawing and scheming and doing shit that we need to do. So I'm just like, all right, somebody got to go. I didn't want for it to be PG, but once he decided that he was leaving, I was cool with it because I'm like, man, we don't need all four of these Hall of Famers on one team. So that was my only mindset.
No, I respect
What?
your skills.
What?
Let me get to JM because he's been in here. What's good, JM?
Hey, salute, pull up, BJ, everybody on the chat, man. Hope y'all having a blessed day and all that. And yeah, our problems is deep, and Minnesota look good, but OKC, that's a good battle. Far as the topic about Harden, man, I got a good feeling he gonna leave because Harden is. I'm just getting right to the point. Harden disrupted we never really had. Let me slow down. And, you know, continuity. No, we never really, the players change every season. Kawhi out or PG hurt, and we haven't had the really same team since Ty has been here. Like everybody leave. Rocco left and Batum left, and they come back. And Russ came, did he go? And freaking we haven't had a complete team. Like y'all said about them other teams were consistent and all that. Like Denver, we haven't had that, and there's been nothing but disruption. And like they get settled in. Even our lineups when we lost the 7-game series, the lineups kept changing so much. And everybody was saying Ty is so brilliant because he tinkering with the lineups. But like y'all was saying, that caused a problem, a continuity problem. You never know who you're gonna play with. People in and out. You know what I'm saying? Like it's frustrating. Like the only way I could see it is like we are really cursed. It's not like no curse, but Doc 5 years, Ty 5 years. It's been 10 years in a row of the worst managed team. We are the most dismanaged team ever. We unorganized. No, you don't know who running the show. Is Ballmer running the show? Is Ty running the show? Is Harden running the show? Harden literally ran off Russ and Paul George. Neither one, because they know. Remember, Harden been in the league for so long. Russ and Paul George already know who he is. Ran him away. And it's bad. Now, Kawhi don't know what the hell he want to do. Like, damn it, man. He's like, what the hell? This shit is crazy. But I still got faith in us, and I don't know. I hope Harden don't come back. I don't think he is, because he's not going to get the money he asking for. He ain't going to get it. He definitely will not get it. Either way, I'll let y'all continue.
Yeah, he is. Steve Ballmer gonna give him whatever he want. Watch.
No, he ain't. No, that one thing about Ballmer, right? Watch this,
He pay
right?
his players. He pay his players. That's one thing about Ballmer. He pay his players.
I'm about to give you an example. Ballmer treats this team like it's his baby, right? I'm giving you a perfect example. When Patrick Beverly pushed Chris Paul in the back, Nah. One thing about he take loyalty. Harden proved same like there's no loyalty.
What?
Kawhi, no loyalty. He did Harden talk to anybody after to the media?
What does that mean? Just because you
It
talk
means
to the
he's
media don't mean you loyal.
yeah, it's supposed
No, it
to.
doesn't. Kobe didn't talk to the media. A lot of these
Hey,
guys didn't talk to the media.
we ain't the Lakers. I gave you example with Pat
Bro,
Beverly.
I
With
don't care
Pat
about Pat
Beverly,
Beverly. Pat Beverly ain't on the level with these guys.
hey, it
That's what
don't
I'm telling you.
matter. I'm not saying that when Pat Beverly, who was a Clipper favorite, when he pushed Chris Paul in the back, damn near snapped his spine, got rid like it's a brand name, just like
Oh,
Microsoft.
that's way different though. You're talking about somebody almost injuring somebody. That's different.
And you got somebody. Kawhi was up there talking when we lost. Everybody else was talking. Where was
So what?
Harden?
Everybody don't talk to the media.
Hey,
So what?
I ain't gonna go back and forth. I'm telling you, that's gonna play into a fact.
Bro,
He is
no,
not.
it's not. Ain't nobody gonna judge no player because they don't talk to the media. Oh, what?
It's a lot of. Only thing I'm gonna say, I guarantee you, he will not get Kawhi money. He
Okay,
will not get it.
we'll see.
And he gonna leave. He gonna
We'll see.
leave.
Because I'm telling you now. I'm telling you now. I'm telling you now. I guarantee you that Steve Ballmer is not gonna base his choice of paying James Harden off whether he talk to the media or not. I know he's
We'll
not.
see.
Watch now.
It's going to be more than that. It's going to be that. Plus, he's going to ask for Kawhi money. I said he was going to opt out. He opted out, didn't he? Yes, he did. You check the news
lately.
lately.
To get another contract, duh.
And he's asking for Kawhi's money. They already said that. He asking for the same money Kawhi got.
He opted out to get another contract. That's why he opted out.
And he's not going to get the money.
Okay, I mean, I guess we're gonna have to see.
He ain't worth it.
Okay,
he ain't
I
worth
guess we're gonna have to see.
If the Clippers
What you saying don't make any type of
money, they damn sure better not give James Harden that money. That's all I'm finna say.
What you saying don't really make sense.
If they did not say, if Paul, like I said from the beginning earlier, if they did not give Paul George what he wanted, Paul George way more important than Harden will ever be. If they let Paul George walk, they're going to let Harden walk.
Hold on. You should know. No, wait a minute. They didn't let Paul George do nothing. Paul George wanted to leave. It's a difference.
They could have kept him. They could have gave him what he wanted. They should have.
And also on top of that, what did Paul George do this year? Everybody keep on talking about what did he do this season?
Man, Paul George, if we had Paul George in that, if Paul George
Paul George ain't do nothing in Philly this season.
Man, we was blowing team. Paul George and Kawhi was a perfect duo.
You skipping over what I'm saying though. Paul George didn't do nothing in Cleveland. Not Cleveland, Philly.
I ain't talking because he only went there to get what he wanted. He's not even on a Philly team right now.
Paul George ain't do nothing. Philly gonna pay him that money to do nothing.
Yes, it was a perfect plan. Yes, he's not even on the team right now. Yeah,
that's crazy. That's crazy. And y'all want that dude back? That's the dude y'all want.
Hey, don't hate the game. Hey, don't hate the player.
I'm not hating anything.
He accomplished what he set out to do. That's
I guess.
Pretty much it.
And what is that? Nothing. And what is that? Nothing.
What do you mean nothing? He got 221 million. What do you mean nothing?
That's the money side of it. That's the money side.
That's all he wanted. That's all he wanted.
I'm talking about the money side. I'm talking about the basketball side
right now. Everybody trying to set out to get money, but what about winning and competing at the
what about the winning? What about the legacy? What about creating your legacy?
The money will take care of itself, bro. The money is always going to be
good. But what about
creating a legacy? It was right. I didn't say it was right. Not at all. But he's I said like on the shows way before, he's on a different mission. He's taking care of a lot of people. A lot. See, the people don't know about it. He talked about his life. He taking care of a lot. So his focus was he needed to have I wish he was still been here. Definitely. Only thing
They
he
ain't
had to
got
do was
nothing to
give
do
him
with
the money he was asking for at All
it.
Star. After he didn't get his money at All Star break, he went down, but he just literally checked out the game. But
Well,
he would have been,
what he taking
he
care
would
of
have
in his
been,
personal life is
he
his
would have
business.
been.
We ain't
I
got nothing to do with that.
guarantee. Hey, if he was here right now instead of freaking Harden, and he was would have been a different outcome. We ain't go. How the hell we gonna pay a 30? Do you know Harden about to be 37 years old? Who the
Yes,
hell
I do
gonna
know
pay?
that.
Oh, so 37 years old he about to be, right? Choked in
Mm-hmm.
every last playoff series he's ever had. He choked last year with Harden. I mean, with Paul George and Russ. He choked. This year, Kawhi healthy, choked again. Now you tell me, would you pay somebody about to be 37 years old, who you can't rely on in the playoffs, more money than he already shouldn't even get in the first place? Would you do it?
This is sad, man.
I'm asking you, would you do it?
Nope.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No. No.
Because my
Man,
thing
what the
is
hell you talking about? Yes. Well, did you not
because
see what
my
James
thing
Harden
is,
just did, man? What you
but did
talking
you see
about?
what
Yes.
Paul George ain't do nothing either on the Clippers? Y'all act like he won
No,
a
no, no, no,
championship.
no, 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 no,
What are we
no,
talking
no, no,
about?
no. No, Mingle. You had Paul George last year. You had Kawhi Leonard this year. You lost in the first round both times.
Again,
You
what
not,
did what,
you not,
what
you
did
are
Paul
not.
George do for the Clippers?
If Kawhi and Paul George together ain't losing in the first round,
They never have,
they are a championship duo.
and they never lost in
They're
the
a
first
championship
round.
duo, but never won a championship. How does
They
that
Because
make
of
never
sense?
lost in
injuries. Kawhi's healthy now.
That
He ain't
makes
injured
sense.
no more.
the.
Wow. Okay.
A good
Okay.
point, BJ, because Kawhi and Paul George never
Wow.
lost in the first round. Never. Not when they never lost in the first round.
Bro, they went up against Denver. They went up against Denver.
So what? We had the healthier team.
It
Everybody.
doesn't matter. They went up against Denver. Denver
Hey,
ain't easy to beat. Y'all ain't
we
had
had
it.
to.
Y'all ain't the first round of the playoffs. Y'all ain't have to go through Denver either.
Hey, we had so much of the better team that even
Y'all
Perkins
ain't
and
have to go through Denver
ESPN
either in those
thought we was
series.
gonna win. Man, yo, when the Perkins and them thought we was gonna win, we had the better team. Everybody said we had the better team. Denver was
Well,
wounded.
the last time they were healthy with Paul George and Kawhi on floor, they got beat by Denver. Remember that in 2020? You don't remember that?
Oh, come on. Why you keep bringing up the freaking
It
bubble,
doesn't matter. You
man?
just said healthy. They'll win a championship together. They
Man,
lost to Denver healthy.
we went to the
Oh
Western
yeah,
Conference
Lost to Denver.
Finals.
that's
They
fair.
We
lost
Hey
went
to
to
Mingle.
Denver with
Hey Mingle.
Paul George and
Mingle.
with
Hey
James
Mingle.
Harden and
What
Kawhi.
happened the next? Hey Mingle. What happened
Same
the next year?
thing.
What happened to the next year, Mingle?
Did they play Denver?
No. Where'd they get to?
Oh, okay. They went to the Western Conference Finals.
Okay. So what would
But
have
did they play
happened?
Denver? Is what I asked.
So they was trending the right direction, right?
Yeah, but did they play Denver? That was my point.
We get
Did
that.
they play
They
Denver?
lost to
That was my
Denver.
whole point.
But the point is they were trending the right direction,
Okay.
right? They was
Okay.
trending the right direction. So they were going the right direction. What direction they going now?
They
Backward.
played Denver.
Backward.
They're not going backwards. They
Backward.
played
And it could
Denver.
have been okay. So what if they played OKC?
Though they would have lost.
What if they played Minnesota?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about Minnesota now. They probably would have lost, but I don't know.
Okay, so it's not just Denver, huh?
I
So all
don't
the
know.
top teams. What if we played the Lakers?
Hey, I think y'all would have beat the Lakers. I
Okay.
really think the Clippers would have beat the Lakers. I honestly think the Clippers
Okay.
would have beat the Lakers. Honestly.
Okay. But it's not
Yeah.
just Denver though. We losing to. You got us losing to OKC, Minnesota. So all I'm saying is you're not losing in the first round with Paul George and Kawhi. And the way they was headed, they was going the right direction. They would have won a championship.
Oh, okay. So with Paul George this season, Clippers winning the championship.
If he's not hurt.
Yeah, I'm talking about healthy. Both of
Yeah,
them
if he
healthy.
healthy,
Kawhi
yeah.
and Paul George healthy.
If
Y'all
they
winning the
if
championship
they
this season.
if Paul George and Kawhi have Russell Westbrook and they have a team built around them, they are a championship contending team.
Okay.
They are a championship contending team.
Okay.
And you know the worst part about it? We reached our pinnacle. With Kawhi health, we reached full potential and we lost in the first round. That's the scary part. We everybody he's healthy and we lost in the first round. So where do we go from here? That is the question. Where do we go from here? We reached the pinnacle. We had the championship team this year, importantly, and lost in the first round. That shit is devastating.
All of y'all keep saying that y'all need another star. So
no, we need another coach. It don't matter who we bring in. That was my whole point from the beginning. Our coaching is, man, terrible.
So you're trying to say Ty Lue is the problem?
He's been the problem for 5 years.
No.
What is okay? What? No. Okay. Watch this. Right. Ty excuse for 4 years. Oh, Kawhi was this. Kawhi was back. Kawhi came back fully healthy. 50 games we won. Kawhi healthy. We supposed to got this guy named the system, and we freaking lost in the first round. We went further without Kawhi, without Harden. We went to the Western Conference Finals. Kawhi broke down before we got there, right? Now we got the system, and he's supposed to be all of that, and we lost in the first freaking round. Where do we go from here? That's the question. And I'm hoping I'm hoping they looking like, damn.
I will say, whatever move the Clippers make this offseason is gonna let me know whether they're serious about winning the championship or not. If they don't make no major moves, you know,
it don't matter. We thinking about looking at getting Giannis, believe it or not.
Y'all not getting Giannis, bro. Y'all not getting Giannis, bro.
Hey, you never. Hey, you know
I'm
what?
okay with that move.
I'm actually
I'm okay with that move.
Yeah, but y'all not getting it. First of all, do you know how much the Bucks gonna ask for Giannis?
Hey, guess what?
Bro, y'all gonna literally have to give up most of y'all team plus picks for Giannis.
Hey, no, it's gonna be simpler than that. It ain't that hard.
Oh, you think that? Watch what the Bucks want for. Watch what the Bucks want for Giannis. If Giannis asks for a trade, watch what the Bucks want for Giannis.
I'm about to explain it to you. This is gonna be a
You don't have to. You don't have to. Bro,
is he on the contract?
Newsflash live on the put-up show. The only thing we got to do, not resign Harden, give up all the young stars we got, and we got first-round pick for 2030. Doc is the coach.
What you just said, bro. That's literally what I just said. You literally just said give up all y'all young stars. That's literally what I just said. That's half of y'all team. That's what
they're not going to play. Hey, watch this. They're not going to play anyway. They're expendable.
Oh Lord, bro, I don't understand. Y'all not getting Giannis, bro. It's gonna cost too much.
Here's the thing too, though, man. Here's the thing too, though. I would be cool with gutting the young talent for Giannis. It's not like he's not gonna be here for a minute. He's gonna be around, you know. Well, how old is Giannis? 28, 29?
He's 30. Giannis 30. Giannis 30.
No, 30. So I mean, he could perform at that level for at least another 4 or 5 years. You know what I mean? So I would be okay with gutting. I just wouldn't want to give up Zubac. If Zubac is a part of the trade, I wouldn't want to do it because the whole purpose would be to match him with Zubac.
Doc gonna want the young. Doc does play young players, right? How many young players we got sitting up? We got Kobe, we got Jordan Miller, Coffee about to move, right? Powell might not get re-signed. We got the assets, and we got the 2000. We got draft picks in 2030 coming up, right? Giannis don't need that much. It's not that much to get Giannis. It won't take that much, believe it or not. We got a lot of caps. We still got a roster. We still got a roster spot open. We got the assets sitting on the bench. They're not even playing.
All I'm saying is it's gonna be hard to get Giannis. That's like for any team. It's gonna be hard to get Giannis.
Not for us, it ain't.
I'm telling you, it's gonna be hard to get Giannis.
How many teams got that many rookies sitting on the bench? You know how many rookies we got sitting on the
want to
bench?
arm and
No,
how you know the
no.
Bucks even want that young talent? They may
Doc,
want something else.
hey, they coaches Doc Rivers. Doc plays young players. Have
Man, it's gonna be
hey, all I'm saying is it can
hard
happen.
to get Giannis. It's gonna be
No, it
hard to get
won't.
Giannis. That's all I'm saying.
No, it won't be hard. No, it won't.
Okay.
Ship out 3 young stars: Jordan Miller, Kobe, and the other guy we got. They ain't nobody never seen, right? Ship them there. Give them the first round pick we got for the protected for 2030. And in the cap space, we already under the cap space. Don't give Harden the money he asking for. Fam, Doc Rivers will take that. See, one thing we got in our favor, that Doc used to work for the Clippers. That's one thing we got in our backyard. That's an ace in the hole. I mean, ace, whatever, ace card, whatever they say. Fam, don't be surprised. When it happened, remember you heard it live, you don't pull up.
You're gonna see. It's gonna be hard as all get out to get Giannis, man. You don't know how much you're gonna have to give up to get Giannis.
I just told you what they're gonna want young stars.
No, they're not. No, they're gonna want more than they probably gonna want. I don't know what they're gonna want, but I tell you one thing, they're probably gonna want somebody to match with Dame. Ain't no telling what they may want.
They ain't not even gonna be there no more. They regutting their whole team. Dame probably never play again, man. He got blood clots. They gonna regut their whole. Why you think? Why you think
Giannis got over that?
Hey, that's something that you got to figure out. Like, damn, what caused it? Just like the dude from the Spurs. No, hey, you don't risk.
Dame had a freak injury. The blood clot.
Fam, first of all, they don't even know what caused it. Second of all, there's nobody gonna take ever a risk on him or the dude from the Spurs.
He came back from the blood clot.
Hey, they ain't gonna take no chances.
He tore his Achilles.
Yes, he came back from the blood clots. He came back from that.
Some shit like that. Because it can happen again. How do you get a blood clot anyway?
He got an air bump. That means
no, Dame left. He didn't play the rest of the series, did he?
No, he did not. He came back from the blood clots and he got injured. He tore his Achilles.
He want to go. He knows Dame Lillard ain't gonna be there. That's why he's trying to leave. Fam, once you get them kind of injuries, ain't nobody gonna take no chance on you. It's just what it is. Wemby, I seriously doubt if Wemby make it back. Seriously doubt it. He had the same problem. Dumb shit like that. Hey, you don't know. He had the blood clot problem, stuff like that. Fam, who gonna take a risk on you? You know how much money they got to pay him if he die or whatever? God forbid. Ain't nobody gonna take no risk on nobody like that ever. First of all, how many people you ever heard have blood clots come out of nowhere? Never. Now you got 2 players.
Let's get Dante in here. What's good, Dante?
What's good, BJ?
Saturn, what you got?
As far as James Harden returning next season as a Clipper, I think James Harden should come back as a Clipper because he took the Clippers to 7 games, and although he didn't show up, he still make the series competitive regardless. So I think the right move for the Los Angeles Clippers is to bring back James Harden.
Okay, so my question is, what do you expect from him next year?
The expectations for James Harden next year, as far as I'm concerned, I don't really expect him to be the same player he was when he was with the Houston Rockets, but I still expect him to be a serviceable enough player to which he carry the Clippers to playoff contention. So I really expect him to be 2019 James Harden, but I expect him to be a good enough player for them to still be in a playoff hunt.
Okay. Anybody want to rebut that?
Say that I hope Harden just go ahead and go on about his business. Because he's a loser. He the worst loser. He's not even the top 75. Russ is. He had more stars than LeBron has. He had more stars than Kawhi has. Fam, when you have more stars you play with than LeBron and you still lose, fam, how many stars Harden I played with out of 16, as he say, playoffs years in a row? Harden I played with everybody. Played with Embiid, lost. Played with KD and Kyrie, lost. Fam, he's a loser. Hell no, don't bring him back. He was going to lose again. Lee, what's going on? I can't hear nobody.
Hey, so JM, who would you bring in for Harden if you had a choice?
I'll go get Giannis. I really would. That he available. Go get Giannis. That's what I bring in.
You think he fits with Kawhi?
I think he can. Giannis just want to win. Giannis never had no ego problem to me since I seen him play. He just want to win. He just want to win. That's all he want to do. I think him and Kawhi get along great. Giannis gonna work hard. He gonna be there every day. I don't see why Kawhi wouldn't like him. He gonna be consistent.
He definitely gonna work hard. That's for sure. That's a fact. And he's not gonna back down from competition.
Nope, he never has. That's somebody I would want on my team. If I was Kawhi, I'd be like, yo, go get Giannis, man. Cause we sure can get him. Sure can get him.
What would the Clippers have to give up?
Kobe Brown, Jordan Miller. I'm telling you, the other dude we got, Jordan Miller, Kobe Brown, it's another one. Like we got like 4 rookies sitting on the bench.
But that is not gonna get no Giannis.
Fam, Philly is whatever team, Milwaukee, they rebuilding.
Doesn't
about
matter.
to rebuild the whole team.
They don't want. It doesn't matter. They're not gonna. Okay.
And no, I'm asking BJ a question because they rebuilding their team. Once Giannis want to go, they starting over. So if I was starting over, I would want a bunch of young stars, right? You ain't got to wait for the draft. We got a bunch of stars. Young players that's not playing. We already sent old boy there, KPJ. That's where he at. He with the Bucks. Remember that? KPJ is with the Bucks right now.
What does that
so
matter?
if I was them, I'm rebuilding the whole team. I know this one team got 3 or 4 more young players we could bring. When they brought in KPJ, that was a sign that they rebuilding. They're rebuilding their team, starting all over.
I guarantee you the Clippers not getting no Giannis for those players you named. I guarantee you.
Hey, we'll see. We'll
Okay.
see.
We definitely gonna see. Watch.
We'll see. I
Watch.
just answered BJ question. He said, "Who will we give up?" I
But we
named
talking
3
about
people.
Giannis. We're not talking about no. We ain't talking about Jeremy Grant or none of these. We talking
It
about
don't
Giannis, one of
matter.
the top
And
1 or 2, 3 players in the league.
it don't matter. Nobody thought we was going to get Kawhi. I've been a Clipper fan before Kawhi got. Nobody thought we was going to get him. Nobody thought we was going to get Paul George.
Y'all got
Fam.
Kawhi. Y'all got Kawhi. Y'all got Kawhi because Kawhi wanted to go to the Lakers, but LeBron was over there, so he went to the other LA team.
And so what? As y'all just said,
y'all got Paul George because Kawhi
guess who
wanted
they
Paul
gave
George.
up? And guess who they gave up to get him? SGA.
And y'all got Kawhi. I mean, y'all got Paul George because Kawhi wanted Paul George.
And guess who we gave up? SGA. You think it can't happen again? I don't understand.
But back then they didn't know SGA was gonna be this. Back then, ain't nobody see SGA being what he is now. Nobody ain't see that back then.
Hey, what they did know is Ty knew that he wasn't gonna play none of the young stars, so why let him sit on the bench?
I'm gonna say it again. Ain't nobody know SGA was gonna be what he is now. I guarantee you, I guarantee you, if the Clippers can go back and do this all over again, I guarantee you they won't give up SGA.
I bet you they won't. I bet that because you know why they didn't? Because hey, let me put you onto something. Ty was here before Kawhi came. Ty does not play young players. Not at all. Has he ever? In 5 years, have you ever seen him play all them picks we got? All them young stars, have you ever seen him play them? So if SG, that's why I don't understand this whole we messed up with SG trade. Fam, do you understand who our coach is? Ty was here before Kawhi was here, right? So that whole SGA trade, who do you think it came from? How many players we not shipped off under Ty? So SGA wouldn't even played. So my point is, we got the assets sitting on the bench, Milwaukee rebuilding, send them 3 or 4 of them young players. We got rid of Diabante, KPJ, freaking the other dude, the center. He doing all of them doing good somewhere else. You ever notice that? So why wouldn't Doc want more young players?
They're not gonna want them guys. Not for no Giannis.
He took KPJ. He took KPJ. Are you kidding me?
That wasn't for Giannis though. That wasn't for Giannis.
Well, Giannis want to leave, right?
Okay.
Bucks is starting over. Bucks is starting over. If you're starting over a team, you're starting over. So you want all the youngest players you could get. You can't wait till draft time to come around.
Yes,
and we got a bunch of them. Fam,
that's why they get a lot of picks.
I don't understand your logic. We got all the picks sitting on the bench, fam. They ain't got to wait till draft.
That's why teams get picks because they do want guys out the draft.
They ain't got to do that with us. We got them sitting on. Do you get to understand what I'm saying?
Bro, they ain't gonna want them guys.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you thought they didn't want KBJ either, did you? You thought they didn't want KBJ, huh? They took KBJ. Why wouldn't they want Jordan Miller when they starting over? Why wouldn't they want Kobe Brown? Why wouldn't they? And the other dude, his brother played for the Lakers. I forgot his name. His brother plays for the Lakers. We got the other dude on our team.
Cam Christie.
Christie. Why wouldn't they? If you starting, why wouldn't you want? That's 4 players. And you starting over. Why wouldn't you? And the trade one. So let me get this right. You're gonna say, okay, you the coach, you the owner for Bucks, right? So you know Giannis want to leave, right? You ain't got no time to wait the draft picks because the season's about to start. And what next year, whatever, when it's about to start, the next season be what, 4 months away? You ain't gonna wait for no draft picks. And let me see. We want to move. Giannis want to move. We got to move him. We starting over now. Damn, this team over here got at least 4 players, easy, young players.
Realistically, so BJ, realistically, what JM is saying. Would you trade that for Giannis if you was the Bucks GM? Realistically now.
I would trade Harden. I would trade Powell. I would trade a couple of them other guys. I think Kobe Brown, Jordan Miller, or even DJJ. I'll forget Miller. I'll probably take DJJ and keep either Miller or Kobe Brown. Yeah, I mean that's enough. That's enough to get Giannis.
Okay, now see that's more sensible than what JM was saying.
Okay.
Now
Yeah,
I can understand that. I can kind of sort of see that. But what
that's a
JM was
good
saying,
point.
no.
Well, that's a good point. I forgot. I'm just looking at the rookie, but that's a good point BJ brought up. I forgot about the other ones. So that still answer your question. Yes, we can get Giannis.
But yeah, you ain't add those players though.
I forgot about them.
And that goes back to what I said before. You're gonna have to give up majority of your team to get him, like I said.
Because I just looked at that because, like I said, they're not going to play with us anyway.
Like I said, you got to give up most of your team to get him, and that's exactly what you're gonna end up doing. All them players, BJ named like 6-7 players.
No, but a lot of them is rookies that's not going to play. Throwing Powell, whatever, that's extra. Either way, we still could do it. That's the whole point. You said we couldn't do it.
And
BJ threw it.
We got too many guys as it is, so we actually need to get off some guys anyway.
Right.
So we got a lot of players, and that's what's going to open them the opportunity to play.
BJ said it well better than I did. Yo, BJ, you ever get the feeling sometime that people just be taping you and seeing your results, what you gonna say?
A lot of trolls.
Sometimes I think they more than trolls. Sometimes I think some of the people just be maybe representatives of other players or whatever. Cause they get word. Like the dude that came here to want to support Harden when he clearly shouldn't be on that team. Like it'd be weird stuff going on with this man. It'd be weird stuff. Oh, that was it. Yeah, we keep supporting her. Like you never know who they represent. You know what I'm saying? You got a popular show, so you know what I'm saying. You never know. We got people who clearly shouldn't be supporting nobody who we say that they shouldn't be on our team, but they just pop out of the random.
Right.
You part of the Clippers, man. You work for them, so you got a lot of people, like you said, trolling or even just trying to spin the narrative. Oh, we should keep that player. Like that dude, you never know who he is. Oh, we're not gonna get Giannis, blah 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 blah. Fam, we just broke it down how we could get him, and he left, right?
Yeah, that's good old. That's Mingle right there. Mingle be You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Nah, I said that's Mingle. Mingle be on that tip, the troll tip. But on a serious note, JM, what you how do you feel about the Clippers? Do you feel like they want to win?
I think Kawhi wants to win. I think every player on that team want to win. Yeah.
Do you think the front office want to win?
I think the front definitely think all that money he spent on that stadium, I think he definitely want to win. I mean, I would want to win. I done spent $4 billion.
You really think this is a Ty Lue, James Harden thing?
I think it's a Ty Lue thing. Harden just came on later. I think it start with Ty Lue. I think it start with Ty Harden. Shouldn't even be an issue if we had a coach that could control him. So I ain't really too mad at Harden. If we had a coach like if BJ Armstrong, BJ was the coach, we wouldn't even be worried about Harden. So I blame it basically on our coach.
See, I can agree with that. I feel like Harden would play in the system that's supposed to be if you actually gave him something, a system to play with.
I could barely hear you, BJ. What you said?
Can you hear me?
Nah, I can hear you, but it's you low, very low.
Hold on. How about now?
Nope, still low. I mean, I can hear you, yeah, but it's low.
Still low?
Yeah, now I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. I think that if you look at everything, I think that if you gave Harden a system he's supposed to, I think that he'll play better.
I agree. He played a lot better under BJ, didn't he?
He did.
I mean, not BJ.
Brian
Brian
Shaw.
Shaw. Yeah, Brian Shaw. Yeah, he played a whole lot. He was a controller. Yeah, and that's funny you said that because they've been like the media and all that. They've been saying like, it's if he had a coach that could literally tell him what to do, he'd be fine. Because he played better under Brian Shaw. Brian Shaw set him out. He learned how to behave.
Mm.
So maybe he could that's another conundrum which you mentioned though. If we had a different coach, how would Harden do?
I think he would fall in line. I just think though his ability, the stealing is only so far he can go.
I agree.
So I'll just get off of him.
I just get off him too. Basically, he went down. People mention Houston and all. He was. People don't remember. I remember. He was Houston and all that. He was drawing a lot of fouls. A lot of his. He is really a bad shooter. He shoots like 35% his whole career. 35%. That is actually his average. Believe it or not. Them points he be making be from the free throws. And when they changed that rule, so he couldn't, because he jacking up so many threes and he drawing fouls so many times, but that goes to his stats. When they stop them foul calls, you see what he is. He's a loser. He's not even. Anyway, I ain't gonna go into that. But go ahead, I'm listening.
Nah, he just can't get it done.
Yeah,
He
he
can't.
can't. He can't.
Unfortunately, people like overrate his season and think that he's that guy in the playoffs, and he shows you who he is, and you be like, "What happened?" Well, all you did was get a regular season player. That's all he's been since really Houston.
I like that. You're right about that. He's a regular season player. That's all he is. That's all he will ever be. That's what he been for 16 playoffs a year. As he say he never missed a playoff. Every last one he choked. He's just a regular season player.
Yep, that's the thing. He never missed the playoffs. That's
Never
his.
missed the playoffs. I don't even know why he say that. I don't even understand. Literally, why would you brag about something like that? Yeah, you never missed a playoff, but you choked in every last one. Like, I wouldn't even tell nobody nothing like that.
Well, he's tried to pitch the idea. You know.
What he's selling is, huh?
No, I said he's trying to pitch the idea that he's a special player. That's what he's trying to do.
And guess what? That has never worked in his whole career. There is no team that has ever re-signed Harden. Can't name one. So all that hype he doing like he doing now, he ain't gonna be re-signed this time. He's never been re-signed. Houston didn't re-sign him. OKC didn't re-sign him. New Jersey Nets didn't re-sign him. Philly didn't re-sign him. So it's gonna be the same thing. He's not gonna get re-signed. Somebody's gonna get him. And the best for another team to get him, this is the best time because he has no contract. Right? His contract expired. So any team could get him for cheap. He's about to be 37 years old, never won. This is the end of the road for Harden.
Man. Well, JM has been real as always. We're gonna be back on. I'm probably gonna do another time. I'm doing an interview next week, so I want you to come up. It's gonna be a good interview, so I might invite people.
I'll be there, my bro. Yo, keep going, man. Anyway, man, I ain't gonna talk about what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna do it, surprise the shit out you, and that's it. But keep going, man. Keep up the good work. Because every time I say I'm gonna do something anyway, so I ain't gonna say nothing. Anyway, keep up the good work, my bro. Keep up the good work.
All right, bro. Appreciate you.
Yeah, salute. Go Clippers.
Salute. All right, y'all. So that concludes the show. I appreciate y'all coming in, man. Everybody that came in and talked. Make sure y'all hit the like button as y'all leave. New people come and subscribe. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe. Share with your family. Share with everybody on your social media platforms. Definitely appreciate it, man. Until next time, pull up a seat, pull up a chair, pull up. Peace. Out of here, like swim well.